many people have been waiting for that next Baduki, and this Baduki right here got it straight out the mud. Mudslide Baduki the 10th, a preferred walk-on at Oregon State, coming in at 7 foot on D-line and O-line. That boy played both sides. Besides Travis Hunter being a dual player, this might be the first ever O-line and D-lineman. But going against FCS Midwest, that's how you boom somebody and get in the end zone early on. And on 3rd and 13, the tackle wasn't guarding me at all, but I missed the sack. Come on, man. Boom, oh my God. That's how you boom everyone. On O-line, he's absolutely obliterating these kids. But on 3rd and 4, oh my God, he let up a sack. And this player was staring the quarterback down. Mudslide said, you know what? Boom, oh my God, I'm going to make your quarterback fumble. Now, son, you done messed up. But on 1st and goal, boom, oh my God. While I work up to the next level, we go in to score another touchdown. It's now 17-0. And oh my God, I get a tackle for loss. I mean, Mudslide Baduki the 10th is not here to play. But on 2nd and 13, I was shedding blocks and absolutely got to the ball with bad intentions. And I was getting into my kick stuff and son, get on the ground. That's how you absolutely throw someone to the ground and get back up like nothing happened. But as you can see, I was looking for more work and I absolutely missed them. But with that great win we had, Mudslide Baduki has 6 pancakes. Oh my God. And let up 1 sack. But on defense, he had 5 total tackles. After absolutely balling out in last game, going into the next game against Hawaii, I absolutely found work and laid a block while Fenwick was going all the way down the field breaking tackles. And I'm still on that block, baby. We going for 6 early on. But getting on defense, bam, oh my God, I caught the quarterback lacking. I'm not going to lie. And after that big hit, the crowd went boo, and we absolutely had them rattled. So we got another sack, and oh my God, as you can see, we are breaking them down. And I will get another tackle. I mean, Mudslide is not playing. Bam, oh my God, we absolutely are not playing with them. And I promise you, they are going to quit soon. But with the great blocking that Mudslide is doing, we get down to the goal line. And as you can see, he sticks on the block while it goes in for another touchdown. But on 1st and 10, oh my God, another sack. And he said, it's kind of getting easy. Whoever this tackle is, you need to fire him because I'm absolutely dipping and ripping, club over and ripping, and absolutely getting to the quarterback with bad intentions. But we're going to score again, and bam, oh my God, his clock was ringing, oh my God. But on 3rd and 2, I go and get another sack. Well, only having 1 pancake on offense, he had 9 total tackles and 3 sacks on defense, oh my God. Going into our next game against number 11 Utah, get on the ground, boy, you suck. Mudslide Baduki the 10th came out to this game personal. Bam, oh my God, this number 47 DN is going to get laid out all game. But on 2nd and 5th, as you can see, Mudslide Baduki was clamping them up, but we going for 6, so it really didn't even matter anymore. But on 1st and 10, I was rallying the ball with my teammates. And on 1st and 10, we got a double team, and that's how you get off of the block and move up to the next level, and UGLE will go in for 6. And after having enough of this DN, I chop blocked him. I said, I bet you won't do it again. And I'm absolutely driving him like the blind side, so get out the club. But we going to win the game 26-3. On into our next game against San Diego State University. Mudslide Baduki the 10th loves that rain because he gonna get real muddy. And that's why they refer to me as Mudslide. But oh my God, get on that ground, boy. I'm gonna stand over you because I got no respect for you, 45. And as you can see, I'm gonna clip 45 up the rest of the game. And on 2nd and 10, he had nowhere to go. The quarterback steps up in the pocket and he gets a little hit on him. But guess what? That's 6, buddy. Boom! Oh my God, that's how you force somebody towards a tackle for loss. And on 3rd and 4, I was get out of the club, boy. You're gonna hate being on that ground, 45, because it's real muddy down there. Bam! I caught your safety as well, so you're not the only one. But on 2nd and 6, get on that ground, quarterback. I'm gonna come and break the whole offense apart. And on 3rd and 6, M. Arnold will get an interception. I said I'm gonna run with him. I'm in front of you, boy. Catch up. And as you can see, I will come back and lay a block, and he will go all the way for 6. As you see, Mudslide Baduki had 5 pancakes, and on defense, only 2 tackles, but a great game. On to our next game against the Colorado Buffs. I heard they had some kind of hype, so it's time to shut that hype down. But on 4th and 6, I don't know what Mudslide Baduki was doing, but we went for it and turned over downs and gave them the ball on the 30. We cannot be doing that, but absolutely went and got a tackle. I said, hey, let's get a 3 and out, and they're going to kick 3. But as you can see, we got to the quarterback and made that boy fumble, so we picked that thing up, and he could, and he would go all the way down to the 35. As you can see, we got down to the goal line. We absolutely had great protection up front, and we go in for 6. But bam, oh my God, that's how you meet somebody in the backfield and give them the headache for the rest of the night. Mudslide Baduki the 10th trusted his technique and went in with another sack and was fired up with his teammates. And on 1st and 10, great protection again. He's trying to dip and rip, but son, I will take you to the sideline if you think you're going to dip and rip on Mudslide Baduki the 10th. But we going with another another touchdown. And guess what? Mudslide just absolutely obliterates this tackle and goes in with another stack on Shadir. 6-17, we go for it on 4th and goal and get a turnover downs, but guess what? We got that ball back in on 1st and 10. I took ACL MCL out on this DN. I don't know what he was doing, but I absolutely missed the block. But guess what? We still went in for 6, and we will go on to win the game. He had 7 total tackles on the game. On to our next game against Washington State. We had some confusion on the O-line, and Mudslide Paducah the 10 let him go in for a hurry. So on the next play, he absolutely took ACL MCL out, but we dropped the ball. So getting on defense, I absolutely lost contain. So I had to make up for it and wrap and roll, because those Gator rolls were paying off, but that was just horrible defense, bud. After the end of this game, this D lineman is going to have to ice his shins, because I'm absolutely going for him every single play. But as you can see, I work up to the next level, get a block, and we will go in for 6. But on 3rd and 5, bam! Oh my God, that's how you make someone flip in the backfield. Oh my God. But on 1st and 10, I let up another sack. I don't know what Mudslide Paducah was doing. I guess he thought it was a run play, and it was a pass play. Come on, Mudslide. But he goes up and makes up for it and gets a sack. But it's 21-0, and on 1st and 10, I kind of split a double team and got a tackle for loss, but I kind of went down with a bruised elbow, and I was down for 1 quarter, and that was the whole game. But I ended the game off for 7 total tackles. Being ranked number 3 in the country, we're kind of a team that everyone's looking at now. And as you can see, I dip and rip and got a sack early, and oh my God, I met this running back in the backfield. But on 3rd and goal, I don't know what I was doing. I kept running off when it's a pass play and almost let up a sack, but we're good. But oh my God, that's how you get to the quarterback with bad intentions. And on 3rd and 2, as you can see, he tried to run that ball, and I say, no, you're not going anywhere. You guys bring out the special teams and punt the ball. But as you can see, on 1st and 10, I was getting my kick step and I absolutely took ACL MCL out and picked up another block. That is crazy. But on 1st and goal, I was absolutely trying to take him to the field goal post, but I misangled him. But as you can see, I will catch an interception. Oh my God, this kid Mudslide Paducah the 10th is an athlete. Mudslide Paducah the 10th told coach before the game, they are gonna know my name after this one. The preferred walk-on that has gotten money and is taking it to the next level. He has 3 pancakes on the game and absolutely got 4 total tackles, and we going to win the game. Into this next game, this is the first time Mudslide Paducah the 10th pulled in. Bam! Oh my God, that's how you clean somebody clock and not remember the next day. But as you can see, on 2nd and goal, we absolutely going for 6, and that's the way to start the game. But Mudslide absolutely let him run right past him and get hype after hitting his quarterback. So he said, you know what? I can't have that happen anymore. Boom! Get on the ground, son. Y'all do not stay on the same level as me. And oh my God, that's how you disrupt a play before it even gets started and stare that quarterback down, just how you stared mine. But as you can see, he goes and get another sack and ends the game off with 2 total tackles. Going into our next game, the big game against the number 1 Trojans. Coach hyped me up before the game and said, son, go show them why this preferred walk-on is the best player in the nation. And as you can see, bam! Oh my God, that's how you hit them behind the line of scrimmage and get the game started and turn the momentum our way. But as you can see, on 2nd and 9, I absolutely read the screen, almost picked that thing off, but I dropped the ball. Come on, man. And when it absolutely got a sack on Caleb Williams and said this offensive line sucked, but getting the ball back on the goal line, we went and scored. And on 1st and 10, I went and got that boy for another sack. I absolutely took ACL MCL out. He had nowhere to go. But on 1st and 10, guess what? I got him again, son. Absolutely wrapped them arms and went for a ride. Oh my God, another sack. And on 4th and 17, let's end the game, baby, with another one. And I break the school record in sacks, and that's how you rip the number 1 team apart. And we are number 1 now with 8 total tackles on the game. After taking the number 1 role in the country, we are now the target in the Pac-12. But as you can see, I threw him on the ground early on and worked up to the next level and boomed him and stand over him because I'm his father. But as you can see, I kept running down the field and we couldn't score, but we will kick 3. And on 2nd and 5, this is why you never give up on the play. Mudslide Paducah the 10th went and got the quarterback, and as you can see, breaks the school sack season with 15 sacks already. But on 3rd and 12, guess what? He went and got 16. That's another sack. Go ahead and add that to the record. But as you can see, we was double teaming to put him on his knees. Hey, yo. But on 3rd and 6, as you can see, I worked up the field, made a block, and I was just holding on. Once I get a grip of you, son, you can't get away. We will kick 3 again and miss it. Oh, my God. But as you can see, we worked down the field again. This time we score with 7 total tackles on the game. We're going to win 20-0. On into our next game, which is a ranked game against number 12 Washington. I don't know what their DBs were doing, but Irish, the fastest receiver we got on the team, takes it all the way down, but he gets hogged. I absolutely lied about that. He's not the fastest wide receiver, but Bolden will go in for 6. But on 1st and 10, I dip and rip and club rip over and goes and get the sack and club rip again. Oh my God, another sack. That's how you get dual sacks back to back. Once Mudslide Paducah the 10th gets fired up on defense, he gets fired up on offense as well and throwed him out of the club and tries to work up to the next level, but the play was over. Club rip over. Boom! Get on the ground, son! And absolutely gets another tackle for loss. Actually, that was a 0-yard rush. So basically, you got nothing. But on 3rd and 6, as you can see, he went and got another sack. This kid is crazy. But as you can see, he gets 10 total tackles as we go on to win the close game. Again, later in the season, we're starting to play all the ranked and harder teams that we're going to face. So as you can see, we're going against Oregon, and they chop block me, and I kind of don't like how that feels. So I went and got a sack. I said, you know what? I do it a lot, but I don't like how it feels. But on 3rd and 13, Mudslide Paducah absolutely threw him out of the club, but it was an incomplete pass, so it didn't matter. Sack! You can't run from me, Bo Nix! But as you can see on 2nd and 13, I absolutely drilled this running back behind the line of scrimmage for a negative 1-yard rush. But on 2nd and 8, guess what? I got that running back behind the line of scrimmage, actually a 0-yard rush, so he had nothing. But as you can see on 1st and 10, I throw that boy out of the club, son. It doesn't feel good on the ground, does it? But on 1st and 10, bam, you get on the ground, and I'm going to stand over you, son. But on 2nd and 1, as you can see, he split the double team, but guess what? We ran the ball outside. 6. But as you can see, a sack on 3rd and 20. I'm not playing. I'm absolutely fired up. But as you can see, he gets player of the game with 6 total tackles and 3 sacks. After taking the #1 seed earlier in the season from the Trojans, they kind of wanted their rematch in the Pac-12 championship. So I absolutely threw him out of the club, said, y'all gonna have to work for this. And on 4th and 1, we absolutely made a turnover downs. That wasn't a good start to the game, but I absolutely get a tackle for loss. And on 2nd and 12, I'm going to get Caleb Williams, and he did a Patrick Mahomes throw. Oh my God, that was insane. But on 1st and 10, I threw him out of the club. This Trojans defense is not playing with us, but getting to the goal line, guess what? I chop blocked him, and we went to go score, and I went to go get another sack. I said, I promise y'all not gonna score. And I was absolutely fired up and absolutely hit the running back as soon as he got started. And guess what? We are Pac-12 champions. And as you can see, my teammate, the QB, almost had Heisman. Mudslide Paducah the 10th said, my time is coming. After winning the Pac-12 championship, it's time that we now go to that national championship. It's time that we show every team who we are. And it's time to face off against the Florida Gators. We are now #1 and they are now #2. And we did not start off intense. We fumbled the ball early on. They will get the ball and I get a sack on this wannabe Tim Tebow, and I was not playing with him. I broke the NCAA sack record. But on 3rd and 15, guess what? I went and got another one. Add that to my stats as well, because I'm not playing that. I'm going to stare him down. My teammates had to grab me back because this one is personal. But on 2nd and 13, I absolutely chop block him, but they stared the quarterback down, and I said, you know what? I'm not going for that. Get over here, son. And as you can see on 2nd and 4, I absolutely tried to throw him out of the club, but we go in for 6. And on 1st and 10, get over here, boy. Y'all shouldn't have stared my quarterback down. It's over with. I tried to intercept that ball, but instead, I hit him for a tackle for loss and got a negative 5-yard reception. The way that Mudslide Paducah the 10th is coming out to play, he's not coming to play. But as you can see, my quarterback rolls out of the pocket, and we go in with another TD. And on 1st and goal, we was double teaming, but that's how you slide off and go in with another one. And Mudslide Paducah the 10th, player of the game with 11 tackles. And as you can see, the coach is presented the national championship trophy. And we are champs of the city, and we were absolutely fired up. After coming in as a preferred walk-on, given the chance to earn scholarship dollars, he earned the scholarship dollars. But being from the Paducah family, they usually earn that in high school, but he didn't. He got the chance and took advantage of it with 24 pancakes of the season and 86 tackles on defense. If you ask me, as a freshman, he should have won Heisman. After having a magnificent freshman season, it's time to go into his sophomore debut against Hawaii, and he gets a sack to start the game off. And Mudslide Paducah the 10th has set a goal for himself, and he wants to win Heisman. But boom, got to Marty. He laid that boom on that kid and made him flip. But after scoring 7, we marched back down that field again on 3rd and goal. As you can see, I was him and his defensive lineman up, and I said, son, you turned the wrong way. But as you can see, I made another tackle for loss. And on 1st and 10, get out that club, boy. You didn't want to fall, but I'm going to hawk you down that field. But somehow, some way, the wide receiver fumbles the ball, and we give them the ball back, and they were hyped up. But Mudslide said, get on that ground, boy. I promise you, y'all won't get another first down. But as you can see on 1st and 10, he pulls, and they get a tackle tackle for loss. So they were absolutely hyped up, but I said, we're putting an end to it. We go down and score. On 1st and 10, I absolutely bimmed him, made a tackle, and as you can see on 1st and 10, again, dip over, rip, and go get a sack on that quarterback and get up and say, yes, sir. So after absolutely taking the whole momentum of the game, it goes our way with another sack, and Mudslide Baduki the 10th gets player of the game with 12 total tackles. Advancing to our next game against Cal. He'll get on that ground. Boy, you suck. I promise you, you won't last another second in this game with Mudslide Baduki. But it's kind of time we show everyone why we were the #1 ranked team, why we earned that national championship. But as you can see, they threw us a number rank 8. But it doesn't matter. We're going to show you as he clamps him up again. Here you can see on 1st and 10, we absolutely had their teammate on his knees. Hey, yo, get up, and I lay it on the other teammate, son. You get up as well. But we will drive down that field, and on 1st and goal, I take ACL, MCL lot, absolutely chop block this kid. Got up and turned around and looked at him, but bam, good God almighty, he laid that boom in that backfield and stared him down and said, get up. But as Cal receives the ball, we're going to keep that donut on the scoreboard, so Mudslide Baduki will break the school sacks record with 38 sacks already on the season, and he was absolutely fired up. He said, give me my ball, and I'm going to take that to my mom. But on 1st and goal, as you can see, he clamped him up, and we go in with another touchdown. But on 2nd and 10, give him another sack. He's going to be on you all night. But as you can see on 3rd and 18, he will read that. Oh my God, he dropped it. Come on, baby. That could have been an interception to the crib. But he ends the game off with 3 total pancakes and has 4 total tackles on the game. After beating USC last year and somehow they get a better rank than us this year, well, I put him on the ground and said, y'all gonna get their rematch. But they absolutely came out intense. I threw him on the ground again and said, son, you gonna respect me. You don't remember me? Mudslide Baduki the 10th. But he clamps him up again, and on 1st and 10, Hatton Jr. takes it in for 6. And with Caleb Williams going into the NFL draft, y'all are in for a long one. This quarterback, you're gonna feel me as well. But bam, oh my God, I made him fumble, and we hop on the ball and get a turnover on our goal line. But as you can see, I take ACL, MCL out, get on 1st and goal, and our quarterback throws a dot. Bam! I'm on him all night. I'm telling y'all, boy, are gonna need EMS to the field ASAP. But as you can see on 1st and 10, I take ACL, MCL out, but UGLE will fumble the ball and they hop on it. And every time we make a good play, we make a bad one. So bam, get on the ground. I mean, we're just get on that ground, boy. You can't mess with me, number 6. But as you can see on 1st and 10, I go get another one and throw that quarterback on the ground. And I say, y'all done unleashed the beast. And on 1st and 10, get on that ground again, baby. You gon' feel me all night. With some great blocking by Mudslide Baduki the 10th, we going for 6, but oh my God, push, pull, and dodge for the quarterback legs and get a sack. And on 2nd and 17, we end that game off with a sack. He gets player of the game with 8 total tackles. After setting the standard last game and showing every team we're not coming to play with the Pac-12 this year, absolutely boom him and laid on him. But on 1st and 10, I dip and rip, club over rip, and go get a sack. Put them 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage is crazy. But on 2nd and 18, guess what? Let's go push them back 8 more yards. I'm not here to play with you guys. And on 1st and 10, he dipped up, but guess what? The quarterback was outside, and he goes all the way for 6. Going to the next play on 1st and 10, let's push them some more yards back. -8 again behind the line of scrimmage. But on 3rd and 9, guess what? Let's get another one. I'm not here to play. I promise you, Mudslide Baduki the 10th is going for Heisman. But on 2nd and 10, he will, oh my God, get on that ground, boy. Yeah, it don't feel good on the ground. I bet it don't. It's kind of cold down there today. After having absolutely 2 pancakes back to back, I go get another sack to get them off of the field. And it's now 14-0. We drive back down to the goal line and go win to make it 21-0. But on 1st and 10, I gotta go get them for another sack. And guess what? On 4th and 9 to end the game, I keep dropping these interceptions. But Mudslide gets player of the game with 9 total tackles and 7 sacks. On to our next game against Stanford, they're kind of showing us our respect. We're not ranked number 3, and I throw him out of the club, and he was just in a doggy position. But on 4th and 14, we go for it, and he will get the first down and go in for 6. And on 3rd and 8, I said I want a sack, so I'm gonna go get it. And he absolutely said, you're going nowhere. But on 1st and 10, that's how you get off of a block and lay another block and absolutely put him on the ground. But as you can see, I'm on my block, and we will go in for 6. It's now 14-0, and I want another one. So get on that ground. Obviously, on both sides, Mudslide Baduki the 10th is a dog, but defense is just absolutely getting too easy for him in this Pac-12. But on 1st and 10, look at these tackles. They cannot stick him. He's absolutely dipping and ripping inside, and he ends the game off with 4 total tackles with another win. Going into our next game against Army, bam, I faked them to going inside and laid him on his butt. But going into the next play, as you can see, I absolutely got ran through. He ran through me with his head, and I kind of fell on the ground. I didn't kind of like that, so I clubbed over whip and got a sack and made the quarterback do a front flip and got up and said, I got you. But on 1st and 10, bam, get on that ground, son. I'm not here to play with you. Bam, I'm gonna lay it all night. And as you can see, oh my God, get back on the ground. Bam, as he will Bowden. Oh my God, he could and he would go all the way for 6. After that spectacular run, I jumped over the line and got the quarterback behind the line of scrimmage and got up and said, you're not going anywhere. And as you can see, I kept contained. Oh my God, you guys can't go anywhere. Bam, 92, you should consider quitting football. But as you can see, Mudslide Paducah gets player of the game with 7 total tackles and 5 sacks. Going into this next game, it's the biggest game on our schedule. It's going against number 1 Utah, and it's time to put them to an end. They are 10-0 as well, so I'm going to stay on this block while my teammate Villing goes all the way for 6. Son, get off the block sometime. I mean, on 2nd and 3, I went and go get a sack on their quarterback, and it's on, baby. I'm not here to play. On 1st and 10, I was absolutely looking for nothing and let my player go in and sack the QB, and he was absolutely hyped up, and I don't know what Mudslide was doing. As you can see, he made our quarterback fumble and absolutely made the tackle, but that's 2 back-to-back let up sacks. But as you can see on the goal line, they will punch it in. Somehow he got back up and scored. I mean, I didn't know what was going on, so I took MCL out and said, I'm not here to play with you. I don't care. I'm mad now. So Mudslide Paducah absolutely blocking no one, and we go in with another touchdown. And on 1st and 10, bam! Finally, Mudslide, you blocked something. But with being the number 1 team in the nation, they have a decent D-line, but just not enough to stop us. We go on and win the ball game. On into our next game against Arizona State University. On 3rd and 3, we were driving down the field, but our quarterback DJ threw an interception, and things were not starting off well early on. But I absolutely chop blocked this kid, but that didn't do anything. They got the ball back. I mean, this running back was just running, but just look at the athleticism from Mudslide Paducah the 10th as he go make that tackle. But on 3rd and 9, I was absolutely clamping up this DN, and DJ threw another interception. This is 2nd one of the game, and I said, no, you're not going. Boom, that boy got scared. He stepped out of bounds. And on 3rd and 12, bam, I told you I was going to get your player. Mudslide absolutely made his teammate pay for it just because his other player stepped out of bounds. But after trying to cut block him, he wasn't going for it, but we still went in to score. And on 2nd and 10, absolutely hit the quarterback, and he fumbled. I end the game off with 5 total tackles as we're going with the dub. After taking that win last week, I mean, every team out there is wanting to be us. They do not want to see us go back-to-back champions, and it's going to happen. There's nothing you can do about it. And on 1st and 10, Mudslide Paducah the 10th when it got a sack on the quarterback, and he was absolutely fired up, but absolutely got blocked by 2 people, and they still couldn't stop him. Mama, he went and got another one, but bam, boy, where you thought you was going? But as you can see, trying to double team, I absolutely shift off and boom to number 25 and put him on the ground. And guess what? Your other teammate could get it on the double team. He was on his knees, ayo. But on 2nd and inches, this dude thought he was going to make the tackle, but 25, we had some kind of beef because you wasn't getting to my quarterback. Would you look at this, number 95 is getting sent all the way to the sideline, son. You need to rethink about football in your career. But on 1st and 10, as you can see, get on that ground, boy, with a negative 8-yard loss. And oh my God, Paducah drops another interception with 5 pancakes on the game and 5 total tackles. We going to win another one. On to our next game against the Colorado Buffs. After beating them last year, we kind of don't even know who this team is anymore. I mean, we're just absolutely going to blow them out. But number 33 absolutely got drawn out of the club, and the ball wasn't even going that way, son. And I tried to get his player, but he got lucky. The whistle was blown. But on 1st and goal, we going with another one. It's now 21-0, and on 3rd and 6, I absolutely hawk him down. He got a gain of too much. But on 2nd and 7, I went to go get Shador with a sack. But on 1st and 10, I said, let's get Shador again. So I got Shador again, and I said on 3rd down, let's get Shador one more time. And we going to win 28-6 with 6 total tackles on the game. After beating the number 1 team this year, we still don't have our respect. After going in with the first touchdown of the game, as you can see though, we're still ranked number 3, and we beat number 1 Utah early in the season, and they gave the number 1 seed to Washington. We're going to show you guys why we deserve it. And as you can see, Mudslide was absolutely blocking him up as we go in with another one. Bam! Oh my God, that wasn't a boom, but I threw him to that ground. I said, this is personal. I'm not gonna lie. And it's in the snow. It's gonna get real muddy. But I let up a sack, and things weren't kind of going my way. So on defense, I had to show back up. And on offense, I said, come on, you gotta clamp him down, Mudslide. But East catches that ball, and he could, and he would get go. go. Oh, the wait for a 6. I thought he was going to get hauled, but that boy just took off. But absolutely get another tackle for loss, and I said I want this quarterback. He needs to be out of the game. And on 2nd and 2, I let up another sack. On defense, I have to go get it back and drops the interception. Come on, man. Washington had a chance to score to tie the game up, but boom, 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 boom. You know who shut that down. Mudslide Baduki gets player of the game with 10 total tackles. But finally, we got our respect. We are now the number 1 seed going against number 21 seed Oregon. It's time for another blowout, but as you can see, I was absolutely walling him off, but we got a negative 1 yard rush. But reading all of these screens, I could never get an interception, but I made the tackle. But on 3rd and 14, I absolutely went to go get Bo Nix. He's going to hate me after this game. I'm not going to lie to you. But on 2nd and 1, I absolutely shifts off and bams him in the end zone. Oh my God. Boom! I might just get boomed twice. That's crazy. But on 3rd and 7, I went and got another sack on Bo Nix. But on 3rd and goal, I tried to throw him out of the club, but we still went to go score, so it didn't matter. Boom! I got your teammate instead, buddy. Oh my God, did you see the running back stiff armed in as well? Bam! We're not playing with you guys. We go in with another touchdown, and I got play of the game. Absolutely had Oregon fans mad. Even Bo Nix thinking about his career, but he's gonna come back. But as you can see, Mudslide Baduki, his game off of 4 pancakes and 5 total tackles. Going into the Pac-12 championship, boom, oh my God, I set him on the ground, and Utah kind of wanted their rematch after we took that number 1 seed from him, but absolutely made a tackle for loss in the backfield and was fired up, absolutely turned up. But on 1st and goal, we were kind of struggling to get in that end zone, but we finally get in there, and with this tackle right here, Mudslide kind of hurt himself, but he kind of stayed in and really hurt himself, so he got put out for the game. But my teammates went to go handle the job, and while getting put out in the 2nd quarter and coach telling me I got play of the game was just amazing for me. After one of the hardest things to ever do in college is go back-to-back champions. So guess what? We made it back to that national championship, and Mudslide said he's back. While he was hurting, he still came back because it's the national championship and he can't miss this. But on 4th and 6, we went for it and we kinda didn't get it. We turned over the ball, so on defense, bam! Oh my God. We woke up the crowd. They said, oh my God. And as you can see, we go get another sack. And I absolutely picked him up and threw him on the ground, son, because it's the championship and I want to win. But as you can see, bam! Another big hit on this running back. He's going to have a concussion after this game. Mudslide Baduki the 10th did not come to play. He throws him out of the clubs and put him in a doggy position. But on 1st and 10, as you can see, I pushed him the right way. And UGLE breaking tackles because he wants it. My quarterback is built different. And on 1st and 10, Mudslide goes and get another sack. And now we're going to catch that running back again. Henry Parrish Jr., you're mine. But as you can see on 2nd and 7, oh my God, another sack for Mudslide Baduki, the 10th. And on 1st and 10, he was double teaming this player right here. Absolutely hemmed him up. And guess what? We are national champions again. But after Mudslide Baduki the 10th gets all NCAA back-to-back years for his freshman and sophomore year, he said he kind of wants change and he wants to go play for the SEC. That being said, with 2 years of eligibility left, Mudslide Baduki the 10th has entered the transfer portal. After wanting to transfer to the SEC, Mudslide Baduki the 10th has transferred and committed to Alabama Crimson Tide, throwing other defenders out of the club and also being on defense. This two-way dual player is crazy. But with that being said, going into our first game of the season against South Carolina, we had to punt them the ball early on. He was absolutely running the defenders over, so I came and bammed him. Oh my God. I laid it all to him and told him he not gonna come in our house and try to school us. Going into the next play on 4th and 1, I absolutely was trying to get a bull rush going, but it didn't work. But my teammates came and knocked the ball out. And on 1st and 15, get on that ground, boy. Just because I came from the Pac-12, you may get up. And Mudslide Baduki the 10th, bam, had this potential from the start. And oh my God, that's how you run through somebody and go get a sack as well. Oh my God, this kid is different. But club over rip, bam, oh my God, lay down, son. But on 1st and 10, bam, get on the ground. That's another one. And I'm just waiting and I let up a sack. I mean, after doing so great, it's always going to be a mess up, so I will get him back. I was clamping him up on 2nd and goal, and the quarterback will run it in for 6, and bam, boy, you thought you was safe. But on 1st and goal, that's absolutely how you wall someone off. I didn't wall him off well, but the running back will stiff arm him for 6. I had 4 pancakes on the game and 4 total tackles in my first SEC game. Going into our next game against Vanderbilt on 1st and 10, as you can see, he tried to hit the quarterback. I fall on my face. The quarterback fumbles the ball, and Mudslide Baduki, the 10th, picks that ball up and takes it for 6 with his first career touchdown. But every time you
think something is good, the referee comes to the field and said the play was reversed. So on 1st and goal, I absolutely went to go block for my teammate, and he went in for 6. And on 1st and 10, I absolutely went to go get that quarterback with bad intentions. I say, y'all called my touchdown back. It's over. It's going to be a long game for these boys. But on 2nd and 14, as you can see, I was clamping them down. I don't know why this DN keeps doing a spin move on me, but we throw it to Brooks for 6. But on 2nd and 20, my God, I wanted a boom, but he ran me over. I'm not gonna lie, I was still hyped up. But with Mudslide Paducah X being one of the most versatile players in all college football, except for Travis Hunter, I mean, he has to go for Heisman this year. And I mean, if it's not this year, it's gonna be next year. But as you can see, he was laying a good block for his running back, McAleen, and he took that thing all the way down that sideline on 4th and 5. Let's get these boys off the field. We're going to win another game 24-0. He ends the game off with 7 total tackles. Going into our next game against Texas A&M, a ranked team, number 21 in the nation. I threw him out of the club, son. You do not deserve a single-digit number on the ground. But as you can see, early on, they holded us to 3, but I went to go get a sack. I said, no. I want to go for a 7, and I go get another one, son. Y'all go kick 3 too. Since we had to kick 3, y'all didn't even put up 3 on the board. But as you can see, they got the first down and absolutely went to go score. They got more than 3, more than I wanted. But on 1st and 10, I was clamping up, and Brooks go down that sideline for 6. But club over rip. Oh my God, on 2nd and 18, that didn't get me anywhere. They were double teaming me, but Caleb Downs with the interception on the 1 yard line. And going into halftime, Mudslide Paducah was pissed off, and his teammate wanted to dap him up, so he dapped him up. But bam! That's how you come back out of halftime saying y'all gonna set the standard and move on and take over with this team. But guess what? They holded us to 3. But after only putting up 3 points after halftime, that isn't good. But I absolutely hit this quarterback. I don't know why he's wearing number 15. I guess he's throwing like him as well, but he thinks he's Patrick Mahomes. But number 5, what are you doing? You're looking at my teammates run the ball. You're not going to go get the ball, but we're going to win another game. And Mudslide gets player of the game with 7 total tackles. Going into our next game against one of the teams, the Alabama Crimson Tide always plays in the championship game. Number 1, Georgia. It's time to put an end to them. And as you can see, I made that quarterback trip up, and I absolutely take ACMCLI. I'm taking cheap shots all game. I don't want you to win. But as you can see, I was absolutely clamping this kid up while Benson was going all the way down the field. So we get down the field on 2nd and goal. He's trying to do some type of move, but the quarterback fumbles the ball. So I absolutely tackle him as quick as I can. I mean, we came out intense, but playing a team like this, we cannot make mental mistakes like that. But bam, get on the ground. So I'm going to stand over you while we go up for 6. That is disrespectful. Oh my God. Almost a one-hand interception. Come on, D lineman. That's a dream for us. Well, Mudslide Paducah X dropping that ball, he was kind of frustrated with himself, and Georgia started to get the momentum. But on 4th and 14, as you can see, the quarterback steps up and they went to go sack him. So we had to put up 3. It is now 17-10, and I absolutely fall on my face. But look at the effort from Mudslide Paducah X. Oh my God, makes a tackle, playing both sides on the ball and still having energy. This kid is different. But we kicked 3 again, and dong! It bounces off the goalpost. And on 3rd and 10, we give these boys another chance. He throws that ball up, but guess what? We will pick it off, and this is how we take down the number 1, Georgia. Well, Mudslide Paducah not having the best game. He ends the game off with 1 pancake and also 5 total tackles on defense. Not so bad. With this new schedule, the Alabama Crimson Tide, bam, oh my God, has gotten, we're kind of going against teams that we never really play. So bam, we're going against Miami, and it's time to show these boys why they never, bam, should play us. That's 3 pancakes back to back. But as you can see, I was clamping him down, and that's how you wall someone off. And oh my God, I missed the quarterback and falls on my face, and just watch him go down that sideline. I'm not gonna lie, Miami's fighting to be an ACC team, but bam, oh my God, it's time to hurt all of you players. But on 2nd and 10, as you can see, Mudslide Paducah X goes in with a sack, and he was absolutely fired up. He said, y'all boys, welcome to the Big 8. But we drive back down to the goal line and score again and go get a sack. Things are just getting too easy out here. But after this tackle for loss, things were not going Mudslide way. He bruised his sternum and was out for the whole quarter, so he missed the rest of the game. He had 5 pancakes and absolutely 6 total tackles on the game. But after taking out number 1 Georgia, we are now number 1 in the nation. But going against number 10 Florida, it's time to make another statement game, and we got a 24-yard rush on that game, so we said let's run it again. But the Gators said no. They weren't going for it, and they defense step up to the plate, and we had to punt the ball back to them. So it's time for our defense to step up, and we did. But as you can see, we go in for 6. We're getting the ball back, and bam, get on that ground, son. That's where you belong. But the quarterback kind of threw another interception and the Gators were fired up again. But Mudslide Baduki the 10 said, you know what? I had enough. He throws him on the ground and absolutely went down the field to look for work, but didn't find any more work. But on 1st and 10, he was coming up, take ACL, MCL out, and we will go in to score. It's now 21-0, and I get a sack. We finally found our niche in this game, and oh my God, another sack. I absolutely hit that quarterback for 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. But as you can see on 1st and 10, we double team him and absolutely knock his player on the ground. But after that game, we act like we won the championship. Going into our next game against the number 16 Michigan Wolverines, we did not have good news coming out to this rainy game. In the warm-ups, Mudslide Baduki the 10th broke his toe with his teammates, so that put him out for 1 week, so he would miss the entire week. But my boys did not handle business. Actually, we lost 21-10. But after Mudslide Baduki the 10th missed the whole week, he was telling his quarterback, let's get this together. We're not losing another one. Bam! Oh my God. That's how you come back and come out in intense and tell them boys that after missing that week for that broken toe, we are going to turn up. But just when he turned the momentum on offense did not go well. They took it for 6 after picking up a fumble. And we cannot have that, man. We can't lose another one. So I absolutely hit Jefferson for a sack or -4 yard. And I absolutely put my knee on his back. Bam! Oh my God. I was playing as disrespectful as I can because I'm not losing again. But I absolutely get a sack and force the fumble. I mean, am I the only one out here that wants to win? But after doing some good things, I missed my block on offense, but Law will absolutely force his way into the end zone. That's what I'm talking about. But I go and get a sack on KJ Jefferson. But on 1st and 10, I was sitting back there and didn't find any work, so I ran in the end zone with my teammate, man. Let's go celebrate. But I went to go get another sack. I wasn't playing with him. Bam! Oh my God, get on the ground while we going for 21 zip. I get player of the game with 7 total tackles. Going into our next game, I absolutely hit my landmarks, and this DN, I heard him say oof after I hit him with that punch. But on 1st and 10, I went to go get a sack on defense. I said, Jaden Daniels, you're in for a long one because I'm going to sack you all game. Bam! Oh my God. I think he was absolutely sent to the IR after that hit right there. But I absolutely went to go get another sack and got up and said, shh. But as you can see on 2nd and 14, get out of the club, boy. I'm back here sitting with the quarterback looking for the next block while you on the ground. Wow, it's 21-0. It's now 34-7, and I just go get another sack. Coach takes me out the game. I ended the game off of 4 pancakes and absolutely 7 tackles. On to our next game against Mississippi State on 2nd and 8. Mikaleen absolutely with great blocking up front takes this ball all the way up the sideline for a 55-yard rush to get the game started. I absolutely take ACL, MCL out and run with my wide receiver in the end zone. And on 1st and 10, I absolutely throw him out of the club and absolutely pick up another block while my quarterback is running for that first down. I mean, that's bam! Oh my God. There's a lot going on. Mudslide Baduki the 10th got up and said no. And on 1st and 10, guess what? He went to go get another sack. He is shutting this team all the way down, but absolutely falling on his butt. His teammates went to go get another one. Look at them. They both celebrating. We all celebrating because we all are doing our jobs. But we going to win 52-0. Going into our next game against Kent State, I absolutely pulled and bam, did I knock him into the next year? Well, guess what, guys? It's 2024. Bam! Oh my God, I absolutely laid him out as well. And Mikaleen absolutely gets up that sideline and goes all the way for 6. But on 1st and 10, bam, I knocked him into the running back and bam, this teammate as well. It's a lot of booming going on. And I absolutely throw him out of club. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why they put Kent State on our schedule, but every player is gonna feel Mudslide Baduki the 10th. He absolutely pulls, didn't find any work, but guess what? Boom! I come back and find work. But with Mudslide Baduki the 10th absolutely knocking everyone on the ground on offense, on defense, he gets a big tackle for loss. And as you can see, he will read this screen and sit him down as soon as he catches it. Guess what? He didn't catch it as well. And bam! Oh my God, he should have a headache. But going into the next way, he reads the screen again, and that's another tackle for loss for him. But on 1st and goal, he absolutely thought he was going somewhere and got boom, son, you got fooled. But he ends the game off for 8 pancakes and 5 total tackles on the game. Going into our next game against Auburn, I absolutely had the easiest job going into this play. I didn't block anybody. Falls on my face and watch my running back break tackles and go all the way for 6. But going into the next play, I absolutely get pancaked. I don't know what Mudslide Baduki the 10th is doing, but he gets pancaked again. I don't know what he's doing, but he's celebrating with his teammate. He said, my fault, fellas. I'm going to make up for all of my missing. And went to go get a sack for -8 yards and get up and say, I got y'all boys. I'm just getting started. But he was blocking down on him as we're going with another touchdown. But on defense, He said he go rap and roll. Those Gator rolls are paying off with another sack, and he's blocking up again while we go in for another touchdown. But he gets pulled out of the game again with 45-0, 2 pancakes, and only 3 tackles. Not a so good game. The moment we've all been waiting for. The reason why Nick Saban brought Mudslide Paducah the 10th here is to go to another championship game. But oh my God, Mudslide Paducah the 10th gets an opportunity of a lifetime and will pick it off in the national championship game and take it all the way back for his first career touchdown. He was absolutely fired up, and that's the way to get the game started by boom. Oh my God. But get to the ground, boy, with 2 tackles for loss back to back and a TD. This boy's not here to play, mama, with another sack for negative 8 yards. He said he wants it all. Bring it on. Going into the next play on 1st and 10. Oh my God, get out of the club, son. You do not belong to be on the same level as me. And on 3rd and 5, I went to go get a sack on the quarterback. And on 1st and 10, I was clamping up while Brooks absolutely went in for 6. And after turning up with my teammates, it was time to go celebrate that national championship win. Mudslide Paducah the 10th gets player of the game with 5 tackles and 1 interception, and he is now presenting the national championship trophy with Nick Saban, yours truly. But as you can see, he did not win Heisman. But in the college football polls, we were ranked at number 3, and that means we weren't going to the national championship. So Mudslide Paducah the 10th had opted out of the bowl because he has a decision to make. He doesn't know if he wants to go to the NFL or come back for a senior year. This is Mudslide Paducah the 10th, and after sleepless nights, not knowing if he wanted to come back for that next season, he's back for his senior season at Alabama Crimson Tide, and it's time to go get a national championship and Heisman. But going into our next game against Vanderbilt, absolutely go and score early. I club over, rip this kid in this 3rd down, and I said, let's go get a 3 and out, and we will do so. We said y'all boys ain't gonna score nothing. And on 1st and 10, I was absolutely clamping up again, but the QB got sacked, and his number 9 was getting a little too hyped. So I said, guess what? I'm gonna take it out on your teammate. Number 92, you will never touch the quarterback. Bam! Oh my God, I'm looking for more work. On 4th and goal, I'm blocking the DN, but my teammates just let these interior guys come and take over and get another sack on the QB. I said, you know what? Bam! Get on the ground. I'm not playing with anyone. That's how you run through a lineman and get a tackle for loss. On 3rd and 11, absolutely. Oh my God, I thought I had that ball, but they will recover. So you know what that means? We go back out on offense and he tripped up. Get up, because I'm going to block you. But on 2nd and 2, bam, oh my God, go get a sack. Mudslide Paducah the 10th is going insane. Bam, oh my God, another one. This tackle is having trouble with Mudslide all game, because guess what? He's going to get real muddy because it's raining. But on 1st and 10, God, another sack. Let's go. While we're up 14-0 on 2nd and 4, I'm absolutely just having fun now. I take this number 93 all the way out of the club. Boom, get on the ground, son. I'm gonna watch you get back up, and we will drive down the field. Boom, oh my God, another one, and I absolutely stared him down as we went in for 6. He gets player of the game with 5 total tackles on his first game back. After last game's blowout, going into our next game against Kent State, it's time to blow them out too. But we absolutely drive down the field. Mudslide Paducah trips over his feet, but we still go in for 6. Oh my God, missing this sack on this quarterback Brewster, we still go and get a 3 and out. I was still hyped up, but double teaming this kid and shifting over to the next one. Oh my God, fell on the ground. Get back up, son. Hustle down the field while Miller takes it all the way for 6. And on 1st and 10, oh my God, that's a sack. Mudslide will break the record. And on 3rd and 11, he absolutely read this screen, so his teammates will rally to the ball. It's only 2 of them, but guess what? Mudslide earned them that sack. On 1st and goal, oh my God, bam, you thought you were safe, kid. And on 3rd and 15, club over a rip. Let's go get a sack on his neck. What is he doing? Oh my God, get back up, because I'm staring him down. And on 1st and 10, bam, oh my God, that was absolutely disrespectful. And on 3rd and 3, bam, get on the ground. You're not safe either. And I'm going to get another sack. And this two-way dual threat is something you should watch out for. He ends the game off with 4 pancakes and absolutely ends the game off with 6 total tackles. After dominating in the first 2 games of the season, that's the way to start the season. And going into our next game against 0-2 Michigan, we're going to treat them as such. And Brooks almost took it all the way to the crib, but he got shoestringed. On 1st and goal, I was absolutely blocking one of their best D linemen, and I told him it was going to be a long game. He tried to push me after the play, reading the screen, and then going to get JJ McCarthy sacked. Absolutely made them punt the ball, and we will, oh my God, he muffled the ball, but he will go right, go back left, and get tackled. Going into the next play, I told this D lineman, you're not going to get sacks on me. I don't care who who you think you are? And he's celebrating. He didn't do anything. But bam, I'm going to show him why he shouldn't be celebrating. I'm going to get his offense a long game. Bam, get on the ground, son. I'm going to treat you as such as well. And I wanted you, number 19, but you're lucky. You got safe. But on 4th and 18, we kicked 3 and bang, we missed it. But absolutely shedding a block. I'm just going to give it to him on defense. Another sack. We go on and win the ball game. Absolutely had a great game with 6 total tackles on it. Not so many pancakes. On to this next game. I'm not going to lie. This number 5 at DN was the strongest DN Mudslide has ever went against. He dipped and ripped and absolutely got a tackle for loss. So Mudslide said he cannot let that happen again. So he was blocking up while his teammate goes all the way for 6. And on 1st and 10, I'm on my God, he gets ran over. But he's having a lot of mistakes, but he's going to make up for it with a tackle in the backfield. On 1st and goal, he was absolutely on a double team and helped his running back get in again. And oh my God, another sack for -8 yards. In 7 foot, 225, boom, laying it like that in the backfield. You will be a number 1 draft pick. And on 3rd and 11, Mudslide goes and get another sack. While we go on to win another game, he is the game off of 6 total tackles. Mudslide Paducah the 10th is off to a great start this season, but on offense, he's kind of a little slow in that area. He's not really doing well, but bam, on defense, he will run through you and go get the tackle. Absolutely trying to throw him out of the club. Back on offense, we go in and score again. And Mudslide and his teammates was absolutely fired up. Oh, we're getting another 3 and out on defense. Our defense is absolutely going to be ranked by the end of the season, but Prentice will go all the way to the crib. It's now 21-0. And oh my God, Mudslide Paducah 10 does his first pancake. He absolutely got put on his butt. But on 2nd and 4, he said, I'm going to go get it back, and got another sack for -6 yards and silenced the crowd. That is crazy. Bill made him fumble this time and gets off with another 3 and out. This team is not going to score on us. Bam, it's a little slippery, son, but you shouldn't be falling like that. We go on and drive down the field. And on 1st and goal, we will punch it in for 6. Mudslide the game off with 4 total tackles. Going into our next game against Mississippi State, they are 4-1. It's time to give them another L and absolutely throw him on the ground. And I waited for him to get back up. I absolutely wanted another pancake, but bam, oh my God. Take ACL, MCL out, and my receiver gets all the way up the field, and he takes it all the way for 6. He was zigzagging and weaving. One thing about Mudslide Paducah the 10th, he will pull you, so you better get out of the way. But we hold them to 3 points, and it's now 7-3, and absolutely blocking up, throw him on the ground and stand over him. On 1st and 10, absolutely blocking up again, and as you can see, Butchner will get up that field to get the first down. And on 1st and goal, I'm blocking again, and we go in for 6. It's now 17-3, and I don't know what Mudslide was doing, but we going with another touchdown, and we win the ball game, and he will end the game off of 6 pancakes. Being ranked number 1 in the nation, we kind of got a lot of pressure on us, and Mudslide Paducah the 10th did not start the game off well. He let up a sack, and they were absolutely hyped up, but boom, oh my God, I missed the sack, and they will get up the field for too many yards. Mudslide was not happy with that. Oh my God, almost an interception, but he drops the ball. But he will have a deflection on the game, but absolutely going to this other side of the field, putting him on the ground, and oh my God, the quarterback throwing an interception. I thought he was going to throw a dot, but he threw an interception, but bam, oh my God, go to get the quarterback. Oh my God, he did a front flip. Is he okay? No, he's not. I don't care. But guess what? I will meet him again with another big hit. And on 1st and goal, we get back on offense, and bam, you thought you were safe. We go in for 6. Mudslide Paducah absolutely falling on his face and getting back up and getting a sack was an epic play, and he was fired up, but he absolutely ends the game off with 1 pancake and 4 total tackles. Into our next game against South Carolina on 2nd and 5, I was driving this number 9 out of the club because he just couldn't stay on the same level as me, but we didn't have enough to punch it in the end zone, so we put 3 on the board, but Mudslide gets a tackle for loss and get up and silence the crowd because he's that man. But on 3rd and 7, oh my God, club over ripping, go get a sack on Luke Duto. But on 2nd and goal, he was blocking up again, and we go in for another one. On 2nd and goal, we drive back down, and I'm absolutely blocking up. This kid jumped in the air. I told him, boom, don't ever do that again, but absolutely hit him, but he got a gain of too much. But oh my God, club over ripping, Duto, sit down, -4 yard loss. I'm not going to play with this quarterback, but absolutely reading the screen, Mudslide Paducah the 10th, 2nd interception of his career, could, and he would go show the athletic speed
speed that he has to be a lineman. Oh my God, takes it for 6 and was absolutely fired up. He gets player of the game with 7 total tackles and 1 interception. On into our next game against the Florida Gators. On 3rd and 13, we threw a slant route and he absolutely did not get the first down. And they were absolutely hyped up. And going against the number 21 ranked team, we cannot give them the momentum early on. So they get the punt and he absolutely bounces out left, but we will hit him and put him down. He only got 11 yards, but bam, oh my God, it's time to show them why. We shut them down literally in 3 plays and they punt the ball right back to us. And on 1st and 10, we were driving down that field, and on 1st and goal, I was blocking up and Justin Haynes went in for 6. I was long arm him, absolutely hit the quarterback, but he threw the ball out of bounds. On 2nd and goal, I was clamping him up and we will go in with another TD, splitting the double team. Oh my God, get him ran over, but still making the tackle and goes in with a sack on Graham Mertz. But we will go on to win the ball game and mudslide Paducah the 10th in this game off for 4 total tackles. Going into our next game against Arkansas, on 3rd and 9, I was getting kind of clamped up, but my team absolutely threw him to the ground and got up fired up because we gonna blow these boys out. And on 2nd and 5, I take ACL, MCL out and look at him, so disrespectful. And on 1st and 10, I was sealing that edge for Haynes to go all the way for 6. And on 3rd and 4, I told Chris, well, it's gonna be a long game for you, buddy. And on 2nd and 10, Mudslide let up a sack and he was kind of frustrated with himself because he absolutely walked over the QB. And on 3rd and 17, Mudslide said, I'm sorry, I will never let someone get to you like that again. And on 2nd and 10, Jacoby Criswell, I told you it was going to be a long one for you as I sack him for negative 10 yards. And I said, 1 not enough. I want 2. So he go get another sack and was absolutely fired up and ends the game off for 2 total tackles as we win 31-0. This might be the biggest game in college football history. Going against number 2, Georgia. We started off intense, absolutely going down the field and scoring, but not just one. We come back down and score again, 14-0. But on defense, I said, it's up, boys. Y'all not going to stop me. And with that sack right there, I broke the school sack record. Going into the next play on 3rd and 6, I dive and absolutely got back up. I did this before, but this time I made him fumble and my teammate got the ball, so I forced that turnover. On 3rd and 3, he was running that ball, but guess what? Look at the athleticism as I go dive at his legs and the crowd. But on 4th and 7, we absolutely had to kick 3 on offense and win the game. But I get player of the game with 6 total tackles and 1 forced fumble. After taking down the number 2 team in the nation, we kind of have no one else to worry about. But going into our next game against LSU, they started off intense, and being that number 1 team, you know it's going to come with them boys trying to come out to the game and start off intense. But we absolutely rallied that ball as well, so we matched all energy. But we went and scored first, and it's 7-0. But on 2nd and 14, I absolutely blocked him up as my running back was running down that sideline and going with another one. But this quarterback absolutely got from me, but I got back up and dived at his shoestrings. But on 3rd and 9, I go get a sack and got up like the man, stared him down because I said, I'm coming again. Don't think it's over. With this being one of the easiest teams we played, we go on with another one and win 34-0 while he ends the game off for 2 total tackles. Going into the SEC Conference Championship, and mudslide Paducah the 10th has been here every year, but this time Georgia found their way back to us. They picked the ball off early and they were fired up, but on 3rd and 8, I tried to get to that quarterback, but my teammates will put him down for a 3 and out. So we get the ball back, and oh my God, this defense was rallying the ball, and Mudslide wasn't kind of playing like himself. He was getting blocked up and wasn't doing so well on offense, but on 4th and goal, they were absolutely hyped up, and I said I wanted to go for it, coach, but he kicked 3 to play it safe. But on 1st and 10, I dropped back up in coverage and boomed him because coach wanted me to. I'm going to do whatever coach tell me to do, but they will go on to score, and it's not looking well. So I told coach, put me at fullback. I want to win this game, but we kind of got a turnover, and I go get a sack, fumbled in the end zone, and none of my teammates are there, and they pick it back up. But I said, coach, put me at fullback. I'm going to punch it in. But no, I was short of that touchdown, and they go and kneel the ball, and they are SEC Conference champions. All things have to end. When Mudslide not having the greatest stats, he still declares for that NFL draft, and we had a bid for the bowl game, but he's entering that NFL draft. Mudslide Paducah the 10th was blessed to receive the opportunity to go to Pro Day, and sitting out there, he was absolutely getting stretched up, and he runs into Chad Ochocinco,
And he comes up to me and said, "Hey, man, I see the things you've been doing and you look great. But going into that bench press," I said, "Let's get it on. I'm not going to play 4 reps, 5 reps. But guess what? I said, I'm going to go for 20. And he goes for 26 reps, being a top prospect just off of that. And oh my God, look at the speed that Mudslide has, running a 4.6 at lineman. Mudslide Paducah the 10th keeps putting up the stats that he's putting in his combine. I promise you, he won't even have to show an NFL coach his college highlights. But going into draft day, meeting up with Coach Sanders was also a blessing. And he told me he wanted to sit down with me until I got that call. And it was kind of getting a little long, but I picked up that phone and I was talking to the Carolina Panthers. And Deion told me, "Son, your time is coming." And all the things that I went through, everything that he persevered, everything that he fought for was finally here. Mudslide Paducah the 10th gets drafted to the Panthers. And I promise you, they are going to receive the best O-lineman, D-lineman, whatever they put me at, I'm ready to go. The Carolina Panthers not having a great record, Mudslide Paducah the 10th was coming to repair anybody and take anybody's spot. And as you can see, in his first preseason game, he started off in 10. Bryce Young absolutely scared for his life in that pocket. I told him, "You will never have to worry about that again." Going into our first game against the New York Jets, I kind of tumbled over my feet and things didn't start off too well. Mudslide said, "Bam, oh my God, we're going to get in that end zone with no regrets." And he said, going into that next play, "Bam, oh my God, and where's your teammate? Bam, I'm going to catch him as well. Oh my God." With it being the NFL, coach said I could not play 2 positions, but as you can see, Mudslide Paducah the 10th was clamping him up. He got a little different, but guess what, buddy? The play was over with. I'm already down the field and we're driving. Let's go. With us being up 14-0 already before halftime, the Carolina Panthers absolutely last year was like 0-12 starting off their season, so this is a great start. Bam, oh my God, kid, you're gonna have a long night with Mudslide. Bam, get back on the ground, son. I'm not done with you. But their coach was kind of mad. He threw his cup down and we going to win the game. And Mudslide ends the game off with 10 total pancakes. After having a total of 10 pancakes last game, coach said that's all I needed to see. And we're going straight to that regular season. Bam! And I threw my hands up so I make sure it wasn't a flag, but we didn't start off too well. And against these Atlanta Falcons, they came to play, so we had to punt on the ball back, and it was only right to go get that ball back and bam, bam, double pancakey. I said, "No, sir. We would never have a start like that again." As we marched all the way down the field, Chubber Hubbard runs it in for 6. But going into the next play, bam, bam, oh my God, this time he laid on this defender. Oh my God. With us being down 21-7, I said, bam, oh my God, we got to get some intensity started, and we go down and score. But absolutely going down and scoring, our defense hold it up, and bam, I got another one. Bam, oh my God, we're absolutely going insane. We go up 28-21 to take the lead. With our defense scoring a pick 6, I was absolutely clamping it up and saying, "Get on the ground and I'm going to lay on you." And Chubber takes it all the way 4-6. We going to win 42-28. Going into our next game, bam, oh my God, against the New Orleans Saints, bam, oh my God, absolutely threw my hands up to make sure it wasn't a flag. Going against one of the better D linemen, Cameron Jordan, I was clamping him up. He had nowhere to go, and I absolutely almost threw him on the ground. Bam, I absolutely got his teammate as well, and absolutely stood over him because Mudslide Paducah the 10th is a grown man. But Cameron Jordan, bam, oh my God, he thought he had something. I think after Mudslide absolutely laid on him, he was kind of frustrated, but I threw his teammate to the ground and boomed him when he got back up, and we absolutely kicked 3 to take us 10-7. But bam, oh my God, I caught Cameron Jordan again. This time, I laid on him for sure, and he got mad and tried to throw me and call for a flag. Son, you got owned. Mudslide walks off because he's the man, but he ends the game off with 13 pancakes. Into our next game against the Seattle Seahawks, bam, oh my God, Mudslide Paducah the 10th absolutely pancakes him and lays on him and rolls off. He lucky he rolled off of him. Absolutely going into the next play, bam, I caught him and absolutely waited for him to get up. I laid on him as well because I said, "Son, you took too long." Absolutely booming over the whole defense. Get back up. Boom, you shouldn't have got back up. You should have stayed down, son. But absolutely blocking up on the goal line. We go in for 6. But going into the next play, absolutely tripping over my feet. Well, the game was already over. We go on to win 21-14. Mudslide ends the game off with 16 total pancakes. Into our next game, bam! Oh my God, against the Minnesota Vikings. He absolutely got boomed. Looking for work, your teammate was running too. Bam! You thought you were safe. Hold on, I'm gonna lay on you and absolutely make sure you cannot get back up. Son, get back up. You can't, because this 350 laying all on you. But we going for 6, driving all the way down the field, and bam! Oh my God, absolutely laying on him as well. Both of y'all not safe. Absolutely laying on 2 defenders early on in the game. Bam! Oh my God, I guess the middle linebacker's gonna catch it as well. And bam! Y'all just don't get it. You're not gonna get back up, son. This 350 gonna hurt you. I know it hurt. I know it hurt when I lay on you. Watch out. Mudslide Baduka the 10. Get up and walk off, because that boy is swag. Woo-wee! Best little lineman in the nation, but absolutely laying on this defender again. He got mad and pushed me off of him. Son, get laid on. Mudslide ends the game off with 15 pancakes. Absolutely having a great season. We skipped to the playoffs and we did not make the playoffs. And with that being said, Mudslide had a great season, only let up 4 sacks, but the Panthers just wanted to go another way with Mudslide. They kind of released him, man. Things weren't going well. So drop in the comments down below. What is next for him?
In the heart of Texas, where the winds dance with the tumbleweeds and dreams are as vast as the open sky, Bill's Bumblerooski's story began. As a kid in rural Texas, his backyard, a makeshift gridiron, was where Bill's love for football took root. But Bill wasn't your typical quarterback prospect. Standing at just 5'11" with a build more akin to a fullback, he was an unpolished gem in a field of polished stone. But Great Plains High School, an institution more familiar with underdog stories than national titles, became Bill's unexpected home. Donning the maroon and gold, Bill faced new challenges. His dyslexia made playbook studying an uphill battle, and his first year was spent in the shadows, redshirting and honoring his craft under the stadium lights. But Bill's break came in his junior season. A string of injuries to the starting lineup opened the door for Bill. With his unconventional prowess, he stepped in that season and took your Prairie Dogs to an unlikely bowl game. And off the field, Bill was just another student, but under the stadium lights, he was a maestro of the gridiron. Each play was a story in itself, a dance with destiny where every stumble could lead to a stride. With enough being said, in Bill's first senior year game, he got player of the game and absolutely went nuts, with getting interest offers in Tulsa, UTSA, and Utah. On to our next game, and after Bill Bumblerooski absolutely went insane the first game, he was on campus, and I mean, everyone's like, Billy, I love you, man. Thank you for bringing finally a great quarterback to Great Plains High School. And with Bill being a quiet guy, he kind of just waved his hand and waved him off and said, yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do. For Bill Bumblerooski, each game was a testament to his resilience. Against the odds, Bill plays was often chaotic, had moments of brilliance. It was during the game against their rivals, LaPorte, that Bill's legend status began to take place. But after that big hit, coach was upset with that offensive line. But on 2nd and 11, Bill was sitting in the pocket, and he did an unbelievable rollout and threw it to his tight end, and the tight end gave all praises to the Most High. But on 1st and 10, Bill Bumblerooski threw that pass all the way down the field, and the tight end could and he would go all the way for 6, and he was absolutely fired up. But as you can see, Bill Bumblerooski is player of the game with 7 total TDs and finally picks up his first offer from UTSA. After receiving an offer from the University of Texas at San Antonio, following his second game and being rated as a 2-star recruit, Bill Bumblerooski found himself at the crossroads. This moment for Bill was more than just an acknowledgement of his potential. It was a validation of his unorthodox journey in football. Bill, known for his unique blend of raw talent and erratic play, had always carried an underdog mentality, and this opportunity presented a glimpse into a future he had only dared to dream about. Despite Bill's growing reputation as a quarterback who could turn any play into electric fine play, Bill remained grounded. He knew his style wasn't traditionally appealing on top-tier college programs, which often look for more polished players. Being recognized as a 2-star recruit and receiving an offer from a respectable program like UTSA was an affirmation of his hard work and a testament to his resilience on the field. Mr. Bumblerooski did not give up. He got player of the game with 6 total TDs and picks up offers from Texas, Notre Dame, Alabama, and Arizona State. After Bill's Bumblerooski's offer started to flow in, Bill began to dedicate more time to his studies, seeking help where needed. He attended tutoring sessions, worked closely with his teachers, and started to balance his time more efficiently between football and academics. This period was a significant growth for Bill. As he started to understand the value of education and shaping his future, his teammates noticed the change in him too. The same perseverance and resilience he showed in games were now evident in his approach to his studies. Bill was taking over high school football football as he gets player of the game with 7 total TDs and picks up another scholarship offer from UCLA. What a day to be alive. On into our next game against TC High School, it's time for Bill Blumberowski to become the #1 player in the nation. And as you can see on 1st and goal, Bill will take it in for 6, and he was absolutely fired up with his teammate, and he said, I'm gonna take over. But on 2nd and 14, as you can see, Bill Blumberowski will roll out of that pocket, throw a pass deep, and he will catch it, and he could, and he would go all the way to the crib. But as you can see on 1st and 10, Bill was sitting in that pocket. He's not scared to sit in the pocket and absolutely take a hit, so he threw another dot. And I think we have the best defense in the nation, but on 1st and goal, Bill Blumberowski bounces it outside and goes in with another rushing TD. But as you can see on 2nd and 10, he was sitting in that pocket ready to strike a dot, and he throws a dot to the running back. But as you can see, we go on and win another game. Bill gets player of the game again with 6 total TDs and picks up another offer from Washington. On into our next game as Bill Blumberowski geared up for his 6th game against Caddy High School. His status had evolved dramatically. He was no longer just an unpredictable quarterback with the knack of turning chaos into touchdown. Bill was now the centerpiece of his high school, a shining star whose gravitational pull was felt both on and off the field. His transformation wasn't limited to the gridiron. Academically, Bill had made remarkable strides. From the student who once struggled to meet the academic standards of top football programs, Bill had become a model of being a scholar. Maintaining a 3.0 GPA, this academic turnaround was a source of pride for his coaches, teachers, and especially his parents, who saw their son embrace the role of a student athlete with full commitment. This game right here, only being the 6 games, Bill Blumberowski's rise was incredible. He is now a 5-star recruit, a status that will put him on the radar of every major college football program in the country. With Bill being so humble, we're up 42-0. He said, Coach, do not take me out of the game. I want to run the score up. He gets player of the game with 7 total TDs and picks up a crazy offer from TCU. On to our next game. Game 7 was not just another game. It was a defining moment for Bill Blumberowski and his team. The opponent, Deer Park High School, was known for its robust defense and strategic gameplay. This game was billed as a clash of titans, a true test of mettle for the now re-owned Blumberowski. Bill is now the legend at his high school, but as you can see on 1st and 10, he rolls out of that pocket and he will go in for 6 early on. And he was hype. He said, yes, sir. Y'all boys gonna feel me. He gives the ball to Alex Howell for a 4-yard TD run. But on 1st and 10, we're up 35-6. And as you can see, I roll out of the pocket, and every time the defense gives up, and I just throw a dot. But as you can see, sitting in the pocket on 1st and 10, I run it right up the middle and could go in for 6. And I said, what are they doing out there? Bill Blumberowski is just taking over, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't think that defense liked it at all. They came and sacked me, but I get player of the game, 6 total TDs, and an offer from Wake Forest. Bill Blumberowski takes GP High School to the playoffs since 1967, and this is crazy. Bill Blumberowski is taking over, and as you can see, this is the playoffs. It's either win or go home, and we're not gonna lose. And on 1st and 10, that is a Pat Mahomes play. Oh my God! But on 1st and goal, Bill Blumberowski was sitting in the pocket, but he likes to run that ball a lot, and he's gonna punch it in for 6. But on 1st and goal, he was sitting in that pocket, and he bounces it out again and throws an interception. The D lineman got it because he got hit, but Bill Blumberowski's not gonna give up on the play. He's gonna go get you and tackle you. That last play kind of startled Bill Blumberowski because that was only his 2nd interception of the season. But on 2nd and 2, he shook it off his shoulder and threw it to Ostrander. But on 1st and 10, he was sitting in the pocket, and he has the greatest O-line in the country, but he throws another TD, and on 1st and 10, he's sitting back there for days and throws another dot. He gets player of the game with 8 total TDs and picks up an offer from Wisconsin. On to our next game against Caddy isn't promised. We could lose and we could go home, but Bill Blumberowski's effort is not giving up. He is gonna punch it in with the first touchdown of the game. But on 2nd and goal, Bill Blumberowski runs outside and throws it back inside to his wide receiver. But on 1st and 10, he was sitting in the pocket, and I think he has a problem sitting in that pocket now. He likes to roll out. I think he got a little addicted to it. With it being 14-0 already, coach said if we run the score up, he's going to take me out the game early to save me for that national championship. But on 2nd and goal, Bill Blumberowski runs in with another rushing TD and gives it off to Alex Howell for another one. It is now 35-0, and I need like one more touchdown for coach to take me out of the game. But I will roll out of the pocket and throw it to my teammate Howell, and he goes in for 6, but I get player of the game with 5 total TDs, and we are headed to the national championship. And Bill Blumberooski picks up an offer from Baylor. Night of the championship game was a game for the ages. As the teams warmed up, the array of college coaches lining the sidelines was a testament to the magnitude of the game. And with Bill Blumberooski being that spotlight and being the one that coaches come up to and say, "You're that 5-star quarterback out of Texas." And Bill Blumberooski said, "Yes, sir, it is, because I do things like this. I break tackles and find open receivers down the field, and I never give up on plays, and I'm going to stay humble because I want a championship, and I want to move my family out of the place that we are in now." But he almost throws an interception. But on 2nd and 1, Bill Blumberooski will go outside and go in for 6. But on 1st and 10, it is 17-0, and Bill Blumberooski said, "I want to run it," and he dives, and he was short. But on 1st and goal, he said, "I'm going to run it outside," and I'm fired up. It already being 24-0 in the game, coach said, "I'm going to try to get some of these backups in." So he takes me out of the game. Bill Blumberooski is player of the game with 5 total TDs, picks up an offer from Texas Tech, and he is now faced with the biggest decision of his life. With all the trials and tribulations that he went through, he is going to commit to the first school that offered him, UTSA. Bill Blumberooski's commitment to the University of Texas at San Antonio was a decision led by loyalty and gratitude. UTSA was the first school to see his potential and offer him a spot. Arriving at UTSA, he was initially named the 2nd string quarterback, a position that might have disheartened others, but only fueled Bill's determination. But his transition from high school stardom to college football brought new challenges. The game was faster, the players were bigger, and the strategies more complex, yet Bill, with his unshakable spirit, took to the field with the same passion and hard work that had defined his journey so far. During today's practice session, Bill's unique blend of raw talent and relentless determination quickly caught the eye of his coaches and all of his teammates. And he wasn't just another freshman, he was a player that could turn his program around. So coach said, with that being said, Saturday, you're gonna start. Saturday's game loomed ahead, a new test in Billy's journey. But for Blumberooski Bill, every challenge was an opportunity, every play a chance to prove that heart and hard work could get over any obstacle that you want to get over in life. And Bill Blumberooski came out this game against UNM very intense and ready to strike anybody. He was throwing that ball down the field so hard and not playing with anyone, but he will get a fullback to dive for the first touchdown of the game. But on 1st and 10, he throws a dot to his wide receiver and he drops the ball. But on 1st and 10, he gets sacked, and this O-line, he kind of got to get the connection with him. You know, he doesn't have the connection. He comes from one of the top 5 O-lines in high school, and this is the worst team in almost college football, so he has to bring them back to history. But on 1st and 10, he takes it to the house, and he was absolutely fired up. But on 2nd and 10, he gets sacked again. Bill Blumberooski is not used to getting put on that ground, but he's used to getting back up and fighting adversity. And on 3rd and 18, he throws a dot, a miracle way to put it in there. And on 3rd and 18, we will go convert for more than just a first down. But on 2nd and 10, as you can see, Bill Blumberooski runs that ball outside. He could and he would run out of bounds. He almost ran it in for 6, but on 2nd and goal, he gives it to his running back for 6. And as you can see, we have a read option, and he gives it back to Smith for another TD. After having a great first game, Bill Blumberooski came into this practice next week and said, "Guys, we gotta get better." Bill did not come to practice playing. He came out very intense, and as you can see, he rolled out of that pocket and seen nothing but that end zone, so he took that thing all the way to the crib. And with this college football program losing for like the past 10 years, it's time for a change. So Bill Blumberooski will throw another pass to his receiver, and he will get tackled. But going into the next play, as you can see, he was sitting in the pocket. There were no targets, but yes, he did. He found a target to Cephas, and he take that thing all the way to the crib. Everything that Bill Blumberooski do is just amazing. I mean, he throws out of the pocket great. He sits in the pocket great. Steps up in the pocket. He can do it all, and he can also run that ball. He is not scared to run through you and boom over you. But as you can see, oh my God, spin move, breaking tackles and going crazy in practice. But coach said you're in no danger of losing that starting position. Going into our second game of the season, going against Oklahoma State. As you can see, on 3rd and 10, Bill Blumberooski rolls out of that pocket and throws a dot to Smith, and he will get tackled. Going into this game, being down by 7, we kind of got all the pressure on our backs on 1st and 10. Juke, oh my God, breaking tackles, and he could get up that field. I am muscle chilling up, but things went bad. Bill Bumbarooski got hurt, and he was watching his team, and as you can see on 2nd and 7, what is the quarterback doing? I said, no, I'm going to get back on that field and get that read option, and as you can see, oh my God, first down. Getting down to that goal line on 1st and goal, as you can see, he was tripping over his teammates, but he will get in that box and said, no sir, this is my house. But as you can see on 1st and 10, he was sitting in that pocket. That boy not scared. But as you can see, he rolls out because that DN was coming, and he finds an open receiver for a 34-yard reception. But on 1st and goal, that's how you throw it to a check down real quick. And on 1st and goal, that's how you get it to your running back and punch that thing again. But on 1st and goal, as you can see, we punch it in again. And on 2nd and 8, I was sitting in that pocket, but I rolled out, and they was kind of all coming. But guess what? I found the open tight end all the way down the field, and he will get a great reception. As you can see, we're going to end the game. I get player of the game with 2 total TDs. On to our next game against Arizona. Oh my God, the tight end got so wide open to drop the ball. Come on, man. How you drop that? But on 3rd and 3, Bill Bumbarooski said he's not going to drop his head. I'm going to go get it myself since my teammate couldn't get it. But I dap him up and say, you good, brother. I got your back. But on 2nd and 3, as you can see, he rolls out of that pocket again. And I think they was in some cover 1 defense, but that thing was terrible, so I took it in for 6. But when Bill get that bam, oh my God, look at that running back lay that linebacker out. But Bill gets that ball in his hands, it's something special, and he throws a deep pass, and he will get knocked out of bounds. But on 1st and 10, I was sitting in that pocket, but I got a little too impatient. I took that thing myself and said dive for a 6 because I'm the man. But on 1st and 10, as you can see, Bill rolls out of that pocket and throws another dive. But on 1st and 10, it's now 27-7, and I said I want to run that score, but I'm not going to lie, he threw me to that ground. I got back up and said, boy, you done lost your mind. But on 2nd and 29, I roll out of that pocket. I'm going to show this boy what I'm made of, and I will throw that thing down deep, and he goes and get it, and he turns that corner, and he could, and he would go all the way for 6. But as you can see on 1st and 10, I said, hold on, let's do it again. But he gets shoestring tackle, and Bill Bumbarooski will break the school passing yards record already. This is just the 3rd game, baby. But he gets player of the game with 5 total TDs. After coming out of the monster game last game, we're going to break these boys right here apart going against UTEP. And on 1st and 10, I throw it to Franklin, and that boy is stiff arming his way up the field for a 36-yard reception. Then I give it to the running back Trey Lance Smith for a 4-yard TD run. But on 1st and goal, Bill Bumbarooski bounces it outside and said, I want 1 too, fellas. But on 1st and 10, he was sitting back in that pocket and throws a dot to the tight end. Everybody gonna eat this game. It's 21-0. I told you we were gonna get these boys a spanking, and I give it to Franklin again. And on 2nd and 18, sitting in that pocket, they send a blitz. Them boys send a blitz. And against Bill Bumbarooski, that's the worst thing you could do. And on 2nd and 2, he rolls out of that pocket and goes in with his 2nd rushing TD and said, no, this is my house. Y'all boys got me messed up. But as you can see, he was sitting in the pocket again, rolls out, finds a wide open receiver. Wilson goes in. It is now 55 to I don't even know it. We blew him out, and Bill gets player of the game with 6 total TDs. But the past seasons that UTSA has had, they ever have great ones. So as you can see, going against Houston, this is a blessed game to have, and we have to have a great one to show the world who we are. And Bill Bumbarooski throws his first interception of the season. This cannot be true. But on 2nd and 3, as you can see, he rolls out of that pocket and said, I will not back down. And he throws a dot to his receiver, but he gets boomed. But as you can see on 1st and goal, Bill Bumbarooski will take it in for 6. He said, I'm not going to back down. Y'all boys going to feel me. I promise you that. But with us going up 7-0 early, it puts stress on that defense, so I'm going to break it all the way apart. And as you can see, we throw a dot down the field. And on 2nd and goal, Bill Bumbarooski will run through you, run around you, do anything to get in that box. But on 3rd and 10, he rolls out of the pocket with 41 seconds on the clock. It's 21-14, and number 18, he could and he would hit that sideline to put the icing on the cake. Bill gets player of the game with 3 total TDs. On to our next game against March. On 1st and 10, I thought I'd do a dot, but I threw that thing over his head. But that tight end's so tall, you could jump up and get it, son. But on 2nd and 10, Bill rolls out of the pocket again, and we kind of got a lot of pressure on us. We're down, so we got to score, and I throw my 2nd interception of the season. I'm kind of frustrated. I'm not going to lie. And on 2nd and 10, and when Bill gets frustrated, he doesn't play well, but as you can see, he put it aside, and he's going to play a great game. But on 1st and 10, he gets back in that pocket, thought he was going to get sacked. Get off of me, boy. And he rolls out and throws a dot to Hyder, and he could run over and gets boomed as well. One of Bill's first read progressions is that tight end. That's his favorite tight end. That's his favorite target. And as you can see, if it's not the tight end, it's himself. He's going to run it right up the middle. And on 1st and goal, we give it to the running back Smith for 6. And on 2nd and goal, I will roll out of that pocket and take it in again and give all praise praises to the Most High. And on 1st and 10, Bill rolls out of that pocket again. He will throw another dot. And Cephas could and he would go all the way for a 6, but Bill gets player of the game with 6 total TDs. Going into our next game, we prepared for this game like it was a stat game. And on 1st and 10 against Rice, as you can see, Bill Bumbaruski will roll out of that pocket. Juke, oh my God, he will get hit though. They rallied the ball. And on 1st and 10, he rolls out of the pocket and we will go in with the first touchdown of the game. It's time to get it started. And with that being said, he breaks the school rushing TD record with 12 rushing TDs on the season already. And he runs a read option and runs another one, and that takes us up 14-0. And we throw another one to take us up 21-0. And as you can see on 1st and 10, I mean, I'm just sitting here. This D-line is terrible. And as you can see, he will catch that ball and bounce it back out, but they rallied that ball again. And on 1st and 10, he was sitting back in that pocket. He could wait. God, he catches that ball. He looks like Devontae Smith out there. And on 1st and 10, he will roll out again and throw it to his tight end for 6. With the number that Bill Bumbaruski is putting up every single game, I'm not gonna lie, they have no choice but to give him Heisman. But the team that he's on, they might not give him Heisman, but he's gonna keep working. He gets player of the game with 7 total TDs. Finally, after all of the hard work that we've been through, all of the games we have won without losing not one game, but we've been in some close games, but we came through. We are now ranked number 24 in the country. And on 1st and goal, Bill Bumbaruski will bounce it out and dive for 6. And on 2nd and 10, as you can see, he rolls out again. I think that's his favorite thing to do, is roll out of that pocket because he's different. I mean, he looks like Patrick Mahomes, but better. And on 2nd and 2, he runs it in again. And on 1st and 10, he rolls out of that pocket, throws a dot for 6. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, Bill Bumbaruski rolls out of that pocket, and as you can see, he puts that thing on the money. I mean, I told that boy to go get it, and he went to go get it. And on 2nd and 10, he will roll out of the pocket again. They keep sending a blitz. I don't know who they think I am. I roll out of the pocket for a reason. You're going to have to put them DNs on contain because they not going to catch me, buddy. But as you can see on 2nd and 10, he went and go get it, and he could, and he would take that thing. Oh, my God, he boomed him. And on 2nd and goal, he rolls out again for 6. And he said, I'm just going to break every record I can. And Bill gets player of the game with 7 total TDs. After talking to coach, and he said I was in the Heisman race, I came out to Tulsa and said, I'm going to embarrass these boys. And as you can see, that boy could, and he would take this thing to the crib to get the game started off. And we get the first touchdown of the game. And on 3rd and 10, we get the ball back, and Tulsa obviously didn't score, so I throw a dot to Clark for another touchdown. And on 1st and 10, I give it to Smith. He said, I want one, and guess what he did? That boy took that thing all the way to the crib and got him 1-2. And I said, let's get it, boy. And on 1st and 10, my receiver said he wanted one. So guess what? That boy gonna go get him 1-2. Franklin could, and he would go get Hawk. Come on, baby. You got to be faster if you want one. But on 1st and goal, we get out to that goal line, and I will take that thing in. It's now 35-21. And on 1st and 10, I find my tight end, my favorite target. He could and he would go all the way. But he will get Hawk because he has the speed as Bill Bumbaruski. And Bill Bumbaruski will take it in with another one. And on 1st and goal, guess what he did? Another one. And he was fired up. He said, hey, that's 5. That's 5 of them. But as you can see, he gets the game off for 5 total TDs. Going into our next game against Tulane on 1st and 10, I think we found our match. This D-line rallied that ball and made Bill Bumbaruski fumble it. So he got back up and said, you know what? On 2nd and 10, he rolls out of that pocket and said, I'm going to dot y'all boys up. Y'all done messed up. Y'all done tried me like I was a rookie, even though I'm a freshman, but I play like a senior. And as you can see, that boy threw a dot to Cephas. And on 1st and 10, he rolls out of that pocket again, said he going to go get one himself for 6. And he was fired up. He said, no, everybody get off of me. I got this. I'm breaking loose and I'm breaking out of my cage. So I'm going to throw another dot and show these boys that I'm the Heisman that everybody want and that everybody gonna know about after this season. And that boy was absolutely fired up. He thanked the O-line after he ran that one in because they just blocked amazing. And on 1st and 10, we found the tight end all the way down the field, and he could and he would take that thing 4-6. We're going to win the game, and Bill gets player of the game with 6 total TDs. Going into our next game against North Texas, we're now ranked number 5. We are now back on the maps, and everybody know about UTSA. I mean, all the Alabamas, all the LSUs, everybody that's up there in the SEC, they gonna know about us today. And when we play them, we gonna make sure that we show them boys who we are and how hard we hit and how we strike that ball down that field on offense. And as you can see, we're not playing. And on 1st and 10, it's 31-14 already. I throw that ball to Hyder for 6. And I sit back in that pocket and I got impatient. And I took that thing all the way to the house, and I will dive because I'm that man. I said, no. It's no respect with y'all boys. I'm going to show y'all boys how I feel about you. And on 1st and 10, I take that thing all the way to the crib again and get player of the game with 7 total TDs. On to our next game against LA Tech. It kind of got physical before the game. We got to an altercation because they were stumping on our logo and we weren't going for it, but they picked the ball off and they're kind of backing up their problems. I told my wide receiver, I said, boy, don't throw your hands up at me if you don't want the ball. Bill was kind of getting in his head. When he got to the sideline, he threw his helmet down. The coach said, you can't do that, son, but he throws a dot. He said, I'm back. I'm going to show y'all boys who I am. And on 1st and 10, I'm going to show y'all boys why I'm a Heisman contender. I'm going to show y'all boys why I've been underrated my whole life. And that boy threw a dot to his wide receiver, and that boy got up that field. It's 24-17. Starbacks against the wall, and this team isn't even ranked. So if we lose this game, we will not go to that national championship game. And on 1st and 10, it's 31-27. I throw a dot, but he was out of bounds. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take matters into my own hands. On 1st and goal, Bill Bumbaruski takes it in for 6. But it's 1st and 10. They went back down and scored. It's now 38-34. And oh my God, will he catch it? No, he will not. And they will go on and win the ball game. We lost the game. With all of the years that UTSA has had a losing record, they finally made it to the conference game. And on 4th and 3, I absolutely threw a dot and the wide receiver dropped the ball. But on 2nd and 10, Bill Bumbaruski rolls out of that pocket and he could find another person, but he throws an interception. And at the end of the season, he's been throwing interceptions like they're regular passes. I don't know what's going on. But on 1st and 10, he rolls out of that pocket, and could he find a receiver? Yes, he will. He would not get in for 6, but you know who gonna get in for 6 on 1st and goal. That boy gonna take that thing in, and yes, sir, y'all know what time it is. But when Bill Bumbaruski gets that first touchdown, he start doing crazy things that you never seen. Throwing it off your back foot, doing crazy passes, and on 2nd and 10, he threw it up, but he threw another interception, and I don't know what has gotten into Bill Bumbaruski. I think something is going on in his head. He got something back at home going on, but he's frustrated. I don't know what it is, but on 2nd and 1, he throws a dot. And on 1st and 10, he rolls out of that pocket again, and guess what? He will find a receiver, and he will cut it up that field, bounce it with a break one tackle, and could go in for 6. And on 1st and goal, he said he gonna put matters into his own hand and take that thing in. And on 1st and 10, it's overtime, man. It's 42-35, so we got the backs against the wall, and he throw it to Franklin. But guess what? We're back up after we score. And on 1st and goal, Bill Bumbaruski takes it in, and he says, shh, y'all boys thought we wasn't gonna win, and we came, and we are the truth, and we are conference champions. With all that said, we still didn't go to that national championship, but Bill Bumbaruski, freshman season Heisman, with the stats that he had was crazy. After winning Heisman, he's been getting so many calls from all of these coaches with NIL deals saying they want him and they would give him a certain amount of money if he comes. So Bill Bumbaruski has entered the transfer portal. After all the NIL deals that Bill Bumbaruski has gotten, Tennessee Vols has offered him a $5.1 million deal. And as you can see, Bill Bumbaruski made his commitment. With all good things, there always is a bad thing. Bill Bumbaruski was number 2 on that depth chart, so he had to prove to coach that he could be number 1 and go out and show them and take them to a national championship. Already being 5'11", he's already at a disadvantage throughout his whole lifetime, but Bill has always faced challenges, and guess what? He's gonna take over, and as you can see, he will juke, get outside, and oh my God, spin move, breaking tackle. With a great practice coach, so you could challenge that next string next week. Going into Bill's first game in an SEC stadium, it was kind of unbelievable. This crowd and fan base was just amazing, and to not be on that field, Bill was kind of frustrated. But as you can see, his offense was getting stopped, and he wanted to go out there, so he sent him out there to hold the ball for the PAT, but Bill never got to touch the field, so he's going into the next practice. Going into the next practice, Bill Bumbaruski get the challenge against Joe Milton III, and he said he was not coming out here to play. And just look at that, juking and weaving and making all of these defenders miss to get to that end zone. This guy's different, mama. But as you can see, Bumbaruski rolls out of that pocket, punk fakes, and then throws a dot to Keaton, and he go ahead and win the position battle right there. But he said he wants to throw one more dot for his wide receiver to take it for 6. He is now the number 1 QB on the depth chart. Being named the starter in our next game against Western Kentucky University, Bill Bumbaruski threw a dot to start the game off. He didn't get in that end zone, but we got a read option on that goal line to take it in for 6. I mean, Reed and Western Kentucky defense, they were running some kind of cover 2 zone, so I said I was going to eat the middle alive, and I'm also going to eat those flats up. But as you can see, I ran it outside, and he could and he would take it to the crib and got up and celebrated with his teammate. Getting back on the sideline and watching that defense rally that ball with the sack, I was just fired up to get back on the field. And on 1st and 10, Bill Bombarowski got out there sitting in that pocket, steps up in that pocket, and he's gonna run it. Mama, he's gonna get missing. Juke. Oh my God. And he was breaking tackles, but they rallied that ball. But on 1st and 10, he was sitting in the pocket, but he gets a little impatient and rolls out and could and he would bend that corner and go in for 6. But on 2nd and 10, he rolls out again and throws a dot all the way to McCoy, and he takes it to the crib. And as you can see, Bill Bombarowski, player of the game with 6 total TDs. After that great win, we're going into our next game against number 14 Oregon, and it's time to put the end of them, but they got a tackle for loss, and they were kind of fired up on us early on. But on 3rd and 7, Bill Bombarowski couldn't find a target, so he absolutely stayed in that pocket, steps up, jukes, and was weaving and, oh my God, running over defenders. I mean, muscle up, son. But on 2nd and goal, Bill Bombarowski comes outside and takes it in for 6. And on 1st and 10, he's sitting back in that pocket. Oh my God, he steps up with the launcher arm that he has and throws a dot to Squirrel. As we get the ball back and drop back down the field, Bill Bombarowski loves his O-line. I mean, coming from UTSA, this is kind of a great change in getting a greater O-line. I mean, he absolutely can sit back in that pocket and do anything he wants. But he takes it in for 6 again, and we will go on to win the ball game. After another great win, we're faced to another big team that's one of our rivals. But as you can see, Bill Bombarowski, juke, bam! Oh my God, get out of my way. Bill will go all the way for 6 to start the game off, and that's a way to get the momentum early on. And we get the ball back, and Bill said he's gonna run the score up, so he throws a dot to Squirrel White. I'm not gonna lie, after those 2 plays, I would kind of give up, but Bill said he wasn't done just yet. On the read option, he takes that thing all the way to the house, and he was absolutely fired up. He said, I'm eating up, y'all boys suck. But as you can see, on 1st and 10, he rolls out, then he rolls back in, and he tries to run around this D lineman and gets sacked for a safety. That was a terrible play by Bill, but he said, I'll get it back, coach. He said he hits that sideline and he could. Bam! Oh my God. One thing for sure and one thing for certain, Bill Bombarowski will run through you. But we go on with another one. He is the game off of 5 total TDs. For our next game against USA, it was 1st and 10, and Bill rolls out of that pocket. That's one of his favorite things to do. He's a roll out of the pocket kind of quarterback, but he throws a dot to McCoy for a 33-yard reception. But on 1st and 10, he was sitting in that pocket, and he said he wants to run it. He breaks one tackle, bounces it back outside, and he said, I'm going to get it in this box, and dives for 6. Oh my God. But on 2nd and 10, he was sitting in that pocket again, and this D lineman absolutely came and sacked him, and he didn't like that at all. But after being sacked, there was only one way to react. I'm not getting sacked again, so he throws a dot to his wide receiver, Thornton Jr., and he could take that thing all the way to the house. But going into the next play on 1st and 10, I didn't want to pitch the ball. I wanted it myself, so I said, I'm going to go all the way, but he pushes me out of bounds. And on 1st and 10, I said, the read option, they are biting on it every time, so just let me take that thing to the crib, and Bill Bombarowski will go all the way, and he was absolutely fired up with his teammates. But on 1st and 10, he absolutely rolls out of that pocket again. Juke makes a miss, bounces it back out, and goes in with another rushing TD. He ends the game off with 7 total TDs. Going into our next game, one of the biggest games on our schedule. Number 1 Georgia. It's time to put an end to them because they are undefeated and we're undefeated, and we're gonna be conference champs and we're gonna be national champs. But on 2nd and goal, Bill Bombarowski rolls out of pocket, breaks one tackle, breaks another one, let this number 13 get up and sack him for a negative 10-yard loss. But Bill Bombarowski goes down, and they put Joe Milton III in, his backup, the one that Bombarowski took the spot from in the first place. But on 1st and 10, I said, no, coach, I got to get back out there. I don't care if I'm hurt, but boom, I'm not letting him take my spot again. I'm going to show you that I got some fight in me, coach. But on 2nd and goal, he absolutely dunks on this defender. Oh my God, to go in for a 6. We're up 14-7, and as you can see on 4th and 9, I said I was not punting that ball, coach. I'm going to go get that first down and run him over because I'm strong. Sitting at 185, I will run through you. I'm not scared of you. And on 1st and 10, I absolutely had no D-line rushing me, so I had time, threw a dot to Webb. But on 3rd and 20, it's now 38-21, and oh my God, squirrel for 6. I get player of the game with 5 total TDs. After taking the big win against number 1 Georgia, they still kind of didn't give us our flowers. We're still ranked number 4, but it's okay because we're going to show South Carolina why they're just the statement game. We are going to run up stats against South Carolina. And on 2nd and 8, I step up in the pocket. Absolutely didn't have any targets to throw the ball to. So I bounce it back outside and I'm just going to have a field day. I'm just going to run over kids and absolutely break tackles. But on 1st and 10, I throw a dot. Somehow, some way I got it in there. That's what you call a thrower. But as you can see on 3rd and 25, I absolutely throw my first interception with the Tennessee Vols, and I just was kind of in distraught. I was mad at myself. After having a whole tantrum on the sideline, coach said, get it together. And I said, I got you, coach. So I run it in for 6 and say, let me get my mind right. And on 3rd and 10, Bumbaruski was sitting in the pocket. I mean, what did they? They got a contain on 2 sides and they not blitzing anybody? So I'm going to dot you up. I mean, if you're not going to blitz me, I will sit in that pocket and find time to find a receiver that's going to get open. And on 2nd and 7, I was sitting in the pocket again. Look, they're scared of me. I throw absolutely a dot, and he could and he would go all the way for 6. I get player of the game again with 6 total TDs. On to our next game against one of the hardest stadiums to win a game, man. And we're going against Alabama, and they should have recruited me out of high school. This is one of my dream schools that Bill Bumbaruski wanted to go to, but they did not recruit me, so I'm going to make them pay for it. After we scored, they marched down and scored as well, but they missed the field goal attempt. But as you can see on 1st and 10, they sent a blitz after me, but I tried to run him over and fumbled the ball and got a turnover and gave them the ball, and they went down and scored. But on 1st and 10, I said I got to get my act together. They are blitzing like crazy, so I got to get that ball out of there quick. But on 1st and 10, I was sitting in a pocket again. My O-line's holding up, and guess what? I find Webb right in that end zone for 6. But on 1st and goal, I roll out of that pocket, and I could and I would get in the crib for 6. But on 1st and 10, I throw a dot, and we will go on and win the ball game. I get player of the game with 6 total TDs. We're taking wins after wins after wins. We're going against Mizzou, and oh my God, these white and orange uniforms are crazy, and Bumbaruski is even crazier. He takes it for 6 to get the game started off, and he was absolutely fired up. He said this is his house. And on 2nd and 10, scanning all of his targets, he found one right down the seam for 6. And on 1st and 10, he rolls out of the pocket again. I mean, every time he gets a blitz, he's going to roll out, so you better just watch out. And he absolutely runs out of bounds because he got tired. Getting down to the goal line, 1st and goal, he tried to run it in, but they absolutely stopped him. But he goes down injured again, and Joe Milton III goes in, and Bumbaruski doesn't like that. He comes off of that sideline and said, coach, put me in the game. Coach said, no, son, you're going to get your rest. And Joe Milton III sits in the pocket and finally makes the touchdown. I said, coach, I can't make him look good. He's not taking my spot back. And on 1st and 10, Bumbaruski got back in and absolutely goes insane. It's 35-21, and he's going to run right around that defender going for 6, and he breaks the school rushing TD record with 19 TDs on the season already. Bumbaruski gets player of the game with 5 total TDs. On to our next game against Auburn. On 1st and 10, I absolutely thought I had a wide open receiver, but he deflected the ball. I don't think the Eagles came to play today. And on 1st and goal, I absolutely run it in. I absolutely hurt her over that kid. But on 2nd and 10, absolutely O-line clamping up, juke, making him miss. Bam! Get out of my way. I'm breaking tackles because I want to win. After we scored, the Auburn Eagles strike back. It's 7-7, and that D-line is rallying that ball. They get me for a sack, and on 2nd and 12, Bumbaruski sitting in that pocket and gets sacked again. He said he can't take it anymore. On 3rd and 18, he said, you don't want to block. Bam! Get out of my way. I'm going to take over this whole game. And on 2nd and 10, he's sitting back in that pocket and throws a dot to McCoy, but he will get tackled. On 1st and goal, Bumbaruski rolls out of that pocket and comes back. I don't know why he came back, but he breaks 2 tackles. Oh my God. Throws a dot across the field to Jabari Small for 6. And on 3rd and 10, his screenplay was kind of clamped down, so he gets sacked again. And he said, I can't take this anymore. On 2nd and 10, that D-lineman's coming. He threw him to the ground and was clapping over him. But Bumbaruski said, guess what? I'm going to strike back. I'm not going to drop my head. You got me messed up. It being 35-17, we have to score quick. Bumbaruski throws a dot to McCoy and gets on that goal line and almost throws an interception. Come on, man. So that leads the PAT to the field, and they will kick 3. It's now 20-35. But we get that ball back. Our defense is just magnificent. But as you can see, I just throw it up. Bill Bumbaruski, oh my God, he catches it, and he could get to that goal line. But on 4th and 15, we just can't score, and they get a turnover downs. But we still got fight, and I throw a dot to Squirrel White for 6. We get that ball back. That defense is strapping down, and I absolutely throw a dot to Squirrel White again. And on 1st and 10, our defense is amazing. With 21 seconds left on that clock, I throw a dot to Thornton Jr. Gets us down to the goal line, and on 1st and 10, I absolutely throw it out of bounds and say, field goal, and they kick 3, and we win the game with a crazy comeback. Bill Bomberowski gets player of the game with 4 total TDs. On to our next game against Vanderbilt. On 1st and 10, that offensive line absolutely was pancaking their whole defensive line, and I threw a dot to Squirrel White. This is my favorite target. He takes it for 6, and on 2nd and goal, I throw a crazy read option pitch. Somehow, some way, I got it out, and we go in with another one, and it's now 14-7. On 1st and 10, I said, I'm not going to scramble. I tricked you and throw a dot to McCoy. Oh my God, stiff arm. And he could, oh my God, another stiff arm. And he takes it all the way to the crib. Vanderbilt isn't giving up. I mean, they went back down and scored, but guess what? We score again, Vanderbilt. So go score another one. But guess what? Oh my God, McCoy wide open and goes all the way for 6. I get player of the game with 5 total TDs. On to our next game against the University of Kentucky. Oh my God, Bill Bomberowski breaking tackles, and he will get stopped on the 1-yard line, but on 2nd and goal, he will take it back in because he should have scored the first one, but it's all right. But on 1st and 10, he getting pressure and throws a dot to Small, and he goes all the way for a pretty big gain, and I give it to Small, my running back, another one. But on 1st and 10, as you can see, I roll out of that pocket. Oh my God, and this dude just absolutely manhandled me, ripped the ball out and forced a fumble. But Bill Bomberowski said he has to get it together. It's 21-21, and we cannot lose to the University of Kentucky. And on 1st and goal, I give it to Small again to go in for 6. But on 3rd and 15, I'm sitting in that pocket, absolutely scrambled, juke. Oh my God, where is he going? Catch your feet, brother. But on 3rd and 15, Bill Bomberowski takes it for a 1st down, and we going to win the game. He gets player of the game with 2 total TDs. Being a sophomore and going back to back to conference championships is amazing for Bill Bomberowski. But oh my God, catches a dot. Squirrel White catches a long pass for Bomberowski to start the game off, and Bomberowski goes in for 6. But we're going against Arkansas, and it's time to beat them to go to that national championship back to back. But on 1st and 10, Bill Bomberowski was sitting in the pocket, rolls out, and he would hit that sideline, and he could go all the way. Oh my God, this kid is crazy. But on 2nd and goal, he will punch it in for 6, and he was absolutely fired up. He told his teammates, this is my house. But he throws another dot. We're down by 7, and oh my God, on 1st and 10, Bill Bomberowski runs him over, breaks a tackle, could run him over and get the 1st down. And on 2nd and goal, Bill rolls out of that pocket and punches it in for 6, and he was absolutely fired up. Thus, getting down to the 4th quarter, we absolutely took over, kneeled the ball, and we are conference champions. Bill Bomberowski has did it again, mama. But as you can see, he did not win Heisman. How did he not win Heisman? Somehow Raheem Sanders won it, and he will get it next year. With the sophomore going back-to-back champions, the newspaper said Tennessee Bomberowski has prepared all his life for this moment. Going against USC on 1st and 10, Bill Bomberowski is gonna win this national championship. He told them boys, y'all in for a good one, but he fumbles the ball, and I just hope the crowd wasn't just too big for him and he just got into the moment and is gonna lose it all. But we got that ball back, and Bill Bomberowski picked his head up, threw a dot, and went in with 6 early on. And on 1st and 10, oh my God, he threw an interception with his 2nd turnover of the game. I mean, the stage is getting a little too big for Bill Bomberowski, and he's getting under pressure, and it's 28-10, and he throws another interception. And oh my God, this is his 3rd turnover of the game. I mean, I don't know what's gotten into him, if he's scared or this team is just rallying the ball or what, but he said, you know what? I'm going to put my foot on that pedal, and I'm not going to back down. Bill Bomberowski throws a dot. We're now down 17-28, and guess what? We're down 24-28. We're back. And on 1st and 10, he throws a dot to Jabari Small. And on 1st and 10, he gets down to that goal line and runs it in himself for 6. He said he's absolutely taking over. And on 1st and goal, oh my God, he gets sacked. He said, with 27 seconds, I'm not going out like this. McCoy 4-6, and we are national champions. We were not going to lose. And that's what you call a team with some fight in them. But this is the end of Bill Bomberowski's sophomore season. This is Bill Bomberowski's junior season. And after winning the national championship,
The feeling that he had, he said he wanted to go back and there was no one that was going to stop him. Meanwhile, going into our first game against the number 17 seed, Kansas State, we start off intense. I throw a dot to my wide receiver, Dante, and on 1st and 10, I was getting some pressure by the D-line, and Bill Bombaruski juke. Oh my God, where is he going? Bam! Oh my God, running defenders over. With Kansas State not striking back after we scored, I said it's only one way. We gonna score again. Juke. I was breaking tackles, but I got slammed to the ground. And somehow, some way, I went out with back spasm. So they put the other quarterback in, and I'm just watching him on the sideline get sacked. So I come back in that game and throw a dot. I said, you're not gonna take my position. And on 1st and 10, Bill Bombaruski throw a dot all the way down the field, and Thornton could go all the way for a 6. And he was absolutely fired up. But on 2nd and 10, we have a read option. I bounce it outside, spin move. Oh my God, look like Braxton Miller out there. On 2nd and 10, takes it all the way to the crib. And we're going to win the game. And he gets player of the game with 5 total TDs. After Bill Bombaruski had a spectacular game last game, going into our next game against FCS West, it has to be another one. And on 1st and 10, as you can see, he runs inside, jukes outside, and no one else is going to catch him. Psych, they shoestring tackle him. But on 1st and goal, he had 3 defenders tackle him, and he went out again. That's going to be his biggest problem this year. He's gotten hurt, and the other quarterback came in to put 14 up, but I come back in 1st and goal, throw a dot to White. I said, let's go, man. We back, and it's time to take over. 1st and 10, I throw a dot all the way down the field, and on 1st and 10, we got backed up. It's 34-3, and guess what? Just look at that dot. You thought he was going interception, but it was a 65-yard reception. On 1st and goal, bam, get out of my way. I'm going in for 6. We will go on to win another ball game. He ends the game off of 5 total TDs. Going into our next game against the number 7 seed Oklahoma, on 1st and 10, Bill Bombaruski was trying to find his way into that end zone, but he just couldn't get in there. On 3rd and goal, this DN absolutely wrapped him up and threw him to the ground. But on 4th and goal, I said, y'all not gonna stop me. I'm gonna get in regardless. And on 1st and 10, Bill Bombaruski rolls out of the pocket, finds his target on that streak route, and he catches it and will deliver it for a 44-yard reception. But on 1st and 10, he throw it to square wide for 6, and it's time to run the score up. They go down and score, but guess what? We come back down and march and score again. We're absolutely throwing another dot. But on 1st and 10, we have a read option, and oh my God, he kept it, breaks one tackle, and he could, and he would go all the way. Bill Bombaruski will be Heisman this year, and he is gonna break all of the school records. On 2nd and 10, he's sitting back in that pocket and delivers to Ethan Davis, his player of the game with 6 total TDs. On into the next game against 3-0 Florida Gators. It's time to put them to an end. On 2nd and 10, I throw a dot, and he absolutely gets up that field for a 61-yard reception. And on 2nd and goal, I said, I'm gonna take it in myself this time, and absolutely celebrated with the team because Bill was fired up. And on 3rd and goal, he will roll out of that pocket and go in for another one. We're now up 14-0, and we keep getting the ball back because our defense keep going out there getting stops, and I will dive for another rushing yard TD. That's 3 on the game already. And on 2nd and 10, Bill will find his target Webb to go in for another one. And on 3rd and 12, I'm absolutely getting pressure, so I run that ball. Juke. Oh my God, he's gonna get ran over. But bam, oh my God, he absolutely hit Bill, and he kind of hurt him after that. It didn't stop him from delivering passes, but running that ball, he was kind of scared. But this time, he threw the defender off him. He said, ha, got him back. But on 1st and goal, Bill will run it outside and run him over. He was fired up. He said, shh, let's go. We're going to win the game. He gets player of the game with 7 total TDs. Going into our next game against the number 25 seed 3-0 LSU. On 1st and 10, I throw a dot to Ethan Davis, and things are starting to get serious for us because we're now ranked number 3 in the nation. But Bill said that isn't going to affect him. He goes in for 6. It's now 14-0. On 1st and 18, Bill will find his target, the Nathan Leacock. But on 1st and goal, he will sit back in that pocket, and he will go in for another rushing TD. He told his teammate, great blocking up front, man. He throws another one to Leacock for 6. It's now 27-3, and on 1st and 10, I find Caleb Webb. On 1st and 10, that pocket was getting destroyed, so I roll out of that pocket, and he could go all the way, get that first down, but he would get thrown out of bounds. But on 1st and goal, he give it to his running back to punch it in for 6. But on 2nd and 10, it's not over. I want to run the score, so I throw a dot all the way down the field for a 61-yard reception. I end the game off with 6 total TDs. Going into our next game against 3-2 Georgia on 2nd and 10, I find my receiver burning this DB on the left left side of the field for a 50-yard reception. And that's how you get the game starting. But on 2nd and 10, he thought he was going to sack me, but I rolled out and found my receiver Leacock for a 24-yard reception. But on 1st and goal, oh my God, I will run that ball in. With that run right there, Bumbarooski is doing miracles. He break the school rushing TD record, and he is not playing this year. He's trying to go for Heisman, and he's trying to be a top draft pick in the NFL. But as you can see, he throws his first interception of the season, and that wasn't good. And on 4th and 7, I'm not going to lie, Georgia started rallying that ball, and things were going for a change. And on 1st and goal, Bill set his backers against the wall, so he going to score, and he will. It's now 14-21, but I find my receiver down the field again. But on 3rd and goal, Bill rolls out of that pocket and could, and he would. Bam! Oh my God. But we going to win the game. He gets player of the game with 6 total TDs. With another great win, we are now ranked number 2 in the nation. And on 1st and 10, Bill Bumbarooski will find him a receiver. He absolutely broke through those cornerbacks, and he strikes out like a lightning bolt and could go all the way to the crib. And on 1st and 10, we get that ball back after our defense go out there and stop them boys. I absolutely stiff arm my way all the way into that end zone. Boom! That's how you put it down and say, hey, this is my house. But on 1st and 10, Bill Bumbarooski will go. Oh, juke. Oh my God, what is these defenders doing out there? He's making them look like fools. But he go all the way for a 6 and was turning up with his teammates. But on 2nd and 10, he was sitting back in that pocket, rolls out of that pocket, and he could go all the way for another rushing yard TD. And I'm not gonna lie, this game right here, the NFL scouts are watching because he's gonna break history. But he throws a dot to Caleb Webb for 6, and on 1st and goal, he rolls out of that pocket again. Get out of my way, I will run you over. He gets player of the game with 9 total TDs. Going into our next game against South Carolina, on 1st and 10, that D-line was rallying the ball, and they sacked me, and I didn't really like that. On 1st and 10, Bill said he wanted revenge, but he got hit really hard again. And on 1st and goal, I'm not gonna lie, this South Carolina defense is rallying the ball. They made me fumble it, but we recovered it. On 2nd and goal, I said I want revenge. Y'all are not gonna keep stopping me, so I throw it to Nate Spillman for 6. And on 1st and 10, I will find another receiver, Squirrel White, in the back of the end zone. But oh my God, they hit me again, and Bill will fumble the ball, and they recovered this time. This is his 2nd fumble. He's definitely disappointed with himself. On 3rd and 10, he was sitting back in that pocket, and he would not throw a dot. This defender was all over it, but I wanted to go for it, but coach said, son, punt the ball. So I punted it back to him, and we absolutely go down and hit him. But on 1st and 10, I was rolling out of that pocket, and I'm not gonna lie, every receiver was clamped up, but I just threw this one up, and he went to go get it. But on 1st and goal, Bill Bumbarooski sitting back in that pocket. We go down and score, going for the 2-point conversion. He will throw an interception, and we drive back down the field. We said this is not over just yet. It's 26-35. Bill want to give it his all, but he kind of fumbles the ball again, and they will recover it again. And things are not going our way, and we cannot lose this game. This is going to be our first loss. No, he fumbles it again. This is his 3rd fumble of the game, and Bill is just not in his bag this game, and things are not going well. And they will go on and win the ball game, and Bill ends the game off with 4 total TDs. On into our next game against 6-1 Alabama. Everyone is scared of Alabama just because of their name, but Bill Bumbarooski, boom, get out of my way, juke. Oh my God, he is absolutely going insane and get an 18-yard rush to start the game off, and he likes to put an end to Alabama. On 1st and 10, he rolls out of that pocket after getting a touchdown and throws another interception. This is the 2nd game in a row that Bill Bumbarooski threw 2 interceptions, and it's not like him. It's absolutely not. But going into the next play on 1st and goal, we drive down that field again, and it is now 14-0. We are gonna blow them out. On 2nd and 10, Bill Bumbarooski will bounce it outside. Juke. Oh my God, get up that field and get all the way down to the goal line. But on 1st and 10, he rolls out of that pocket again and finds his receiver, Thornton Jr., and he takes it all the way to the crib. But our defense is kind of not holding up anymore, so we have to score. It's 47-31, and Bill throws a dot on 1st and 10, and he could and he would go all the way. We go on to win the ball game, and Bill ends the game off with 7 total TDs. On to our next game against 4-5 Missouri. On 1st and 10, we are going to treat them as such, and throwing it to Thornton Jr., he was absolutely fired up early on. And on 1st and 10, Bill Bumbarooski rolling out of that pocket and throwing that ball on a run is something special to do, and that's why he's going to be a top draft pick. And on 2nd and 7, he rolls out again again, and throwing it on the run is his thing. He might just be the next Russell Wilson. After having a great start on 3rd and 10, I throw another dot to Thornton, and oh my God, Thornton Jr. is having him a game. But going into the next play on 1st and 10, I just give it to the running back. He going with a 3-yard rush, and on 1st and 10, I go to Ethan Davis for a 22-yard reception, and guess what? He will go all the way 4-6, and I'm absolutely just running it up. As you can see, I'm just throwing dots all over the field, and they are taking it all the way to the crib. We're going to win the game. He gets the game off with 7 total TDs. On to our next game against 5-5 Vanderbilt. On 2nd and 6, Bill Bumbarooski rolls out of the pocket and finds Squirrel White for a 29-yard reception. And on 1st and goal, I said I didn't want to pass it. I wanted to run it in. So Bill was being kind of selfish, but he went and got it. And he said, guess what? I don't want just one. I want 2. And he fumbles the ball on the goal line. So that's what happens when you be a little selfish. And Bill was upset with himself. And I mean, he should be. He shouldn't have fumbled the ball. But on 1st and goal, Bill wants to run it again. And this time, he said he's going to punch his way in. And on 1st and goal, he throws a dot to Caleb Webb. But on 1st and 10, sit back in that pocket. He loves to roll out of that pocket and throw it on the run. Oh my God, Thornton Jr. absolutely a dot. That was insane. But on 1st and goal, he throws a dot to Lonnie Nelson. And with that TD, school passing yard TD record is broken. Oh my God, look at Bill throwing that pass right there. That was incredible. But on 2nd and 4, as you can see, he jukes. Oh my God, breaks a tackle, juke. Oh my God, he will go all the way 4-6, and he was fired up. He goes on to get player of the game with 6 total TDs. Into our next game against 3-8 Kentucky did not start off well, and they're 3-8, so why are we struggling with them? I don't know, but Bill didn't have a great start, and he was kind of frustrated. And when he gets in his head, he kind of plays a little better. But on 1st and 10, as you can see, he rolls out that pocket. Oh my God, made one man miss and absolutely tried to stiff arm, but he will get brought down. But on 3rd and 10, he'll throw a dot to Thornton Jr. That's becoming one of his favorite receivers, and he might just go to the NFL draft with him. But on 1st and 10, Bill rolls out of the pocket again and finds another receiver open for another dot. It's now 14-12, and I'm not gonna lie, this D-line was coming. Maneuvering his way down that field, he said he has to get missing. Juke absolutely stiff arms him, getting down to that goal line again. He said, you know what? I'm gonna throw a dot and finds Thornton Jr. in the back of the end zone, and he breaks Peyton Manning's record. That is a blessing. Once he broke that record, you already know he's going to the league. But on 1st and 10, it's 28-25, and oh my God, this receiver was too open, and you know who it was, Thornton Jr. He goes on to get player of the game with 7 total TDs. Bill Bumbarooski is blessed. I mean, with every year he's played college football, he's going to a conference championship. So on 1st and 10, you know who he finds. Thornton Jr. goes all the way to start the game off so we can make our mark to go to that national championship. And we were absolutely fired up. But on 1st and 15, he absolutely breaks a tackle, rolls out of that pocket and throws a dot, but he kind of just drops the ball. I don't know what he's doing. But on 2nd and 15, I throw a dot to Leacott to take us up 14-7. But no. Texas A&M was back down the field to tie it up. But guess what? Bill said he's going to strike back. So it's 21-14. We're in that safety. I break one tackle, throw a dot. No, it was a deflection. But on 1st and 10, oh, it's an interception. Things are not going our way. And Bill, do not drop your head, son. Pick it back up. On 1st and 10, he throws a dot to Squirrel White. But on 2nd and 10, as you can see, he throws another dot, but he drops the ball. It's now 35-42. We're losing, and their defense is just going insane. Bill can't get anything started. The receivers are dropping the ball. On 1st and 10, he tries to put matters in his own hands, and he will get rallied by the whole team. But on 1st and goal, Bill rolls out of that pocket and will go in 4-6. It's now 42-42, but they drop back down and win the conference championship game. Things did not go our way, but it's all right. So with that being said, Bill Bumbarooski will win Heisman, but he kind of has a hard decision to make. He doesn't know if he want to go back for his senior year or go to the NFL draft. Bill Bumbarooski, a quarterback that never think he would be in the position he is now. After UTSA, transferring to Tennessee Vols was the best thing that he ever did. After Bill absolutely won Heisman 2 years in a row, we absolutely got to get revenge on losing the national championship to Texas A&M. But this is his senior season. Let's get into it. In the first game of his senior season, Bill is going against UAB, and he started off intense with a touchdown to his receiver, but he rolls out of that pocket, runs the ball, absolutely made defenders miss and got the first down. But going into the next play, he throws another dot to Davis, and he gets up that field. And being ranked number 18 coming off of the gate, we are already going to be a team that's looked at that's already good. And on 1st and 10, I throw a dot to Webb, and he will break a tackle, but then get brought down. But Bill has defenders on his back, and he will not be stopped. Just look at that, throwing that deliberation
to the wide receiver. He goes in for 6. On first and goal, he gets hit, so they got him.
But it's 35-14, and I see an out route, so I throw it, and Lelock goes in for 6. But I see a streak too. He goes in for 6, and we are not playing with these boys. But Bill rolls out of the pocket, and bam! Oh my God! At this moment, he knew, boom, and this was the end effect of him on the ground, twitching, asking for help. And I'm not gonna lie, he got up and said, "What happened?" Bill got up and said, "I ran you clean smack over." But Bill throws another touchdown. He gets player of the game in his first game with 8 total TDs. Going into our next game against number 18 Oklahoma, as you can see, we dropped down the ranks to number 17, which is amazing. And Bill Bomaruski absolutely threw a 40-yard dot and broke the school passing yard record already on Peyton Manning's record. And that's how you know he's going to be the number 1 pick in this draft. Driving down the field on first and 10, bam, get out of the way and walked in the end zone like no one was there. But on second and 7, I had a read option. It was too slow to kind of outrun this defender, so he got shoestring and then absolutely got sacked the next play. But Bill said, "I'm not going to be stopped." I was in that film room all weekend. Ooh. I promise you, joke. Y'all are not going to stop me. But doing absolutely a little bit too much. He fumbles the ball and they recover it, and Bill is kind of in his head. So on first and 10, dropping back, every single defender got free. So I said, "Coach, man, if they don't block for me one more time, I promise you I'm going to walk off that field like Antonio Brown did." But on third and 14, Bill throws an interception, and he was kind of mad. So he said, "I'm going to go get him." And he didn't get him. But on first and 10, he rolls out of the pocket and gets sacked again. And I'm not going to lie, he absolutely disrespected Bill. He put his knee over his head. With Bill being short all of his life, he absolutely fights adversity. So the next play, he throws a dot to his receiver, then throws a touchdown, then goes on second and 10 and gets sacked. He was pissed off. I'm not going to lie, but he ends the game off with 3 total TDs. Going into our next game against LSU, started off in 10, throwing it to my receiver Green Jr. for a 23-yard reception. And then on second and 10, thought I had him burnt, but the defender was all over it. I threw it to Lelock, then drove down the field and absolutely threw an interception. What is going on? After absolutely having a great start, then throwing another interception, things are going to go downhill this game. I can already feel it. But Bill was kind of in his head and he was pissed off. And on first and 10, he throws another interception. And this is going to be the third one of the game. And on first and 10, he throws a dot. He said, "You think I'm going to give up? Squirrel White will go all the way for 6. And guess what? I will find my other receiver on that right side. We could do it both ways, my brother." But on second and 14, the D-line was coming and they sacked me on the goal line. But we drive down the field, and on first and 10, we still convert. We are not going to give up. And on first and goal, he goes up high. Oh my God, this kid is crazy. But we still go on and lose the ball game, and he ends the game off with 6 total TDs. Going into our next game against the Florida Gators, on first and 15, I thought my receiver had him burnt, but this defender was all over it. And on first and 10, I throw a dot to Webb, and he will absolutely break one tackle. Well, no, he's stiff-arming his way up that field. But with the Gators already being up by 7, Bill said he wanted 1-2, so he will strike. And on first and 10, he throws it to his wide receiver, and he will go in for 6. But no, it's offensive pass interference, so we have to strike back, and we score again. But going into the next play on first and 10, Bill said, "I'm going to lower my shoulder on anyone," and he lowers it and said, "Get off of me, son," and gets closer to that end zone. On first and 10, he throws a dot to Lelock, and he goes in for 6. And on second and 8, oh my God, Squirrel White will go all the way for 6. Absolutely taking the lead in the third quarter. We score again, and on first and 15, throw another dot. We are tired of losing, and I throw another dot to Sampson. Oh my God, Bill is going insane. He gets player of the game with 8 total TDs. On first and 10, oh my God, major miss, kid catch up. Going into our next game against the number 2 Georgia, oh my God, Bill Bomaruski had a strike of speed, and will they catch him? No, they will not. And he was fired up with his teammate. And putting that ball on the ground, Bill was having success at juke. Oh my God, making 2 defenders miss, but he does absolutely too much. Got boomed and fumbled the ball. But on second and 10, getting the ball back, he absolutely threw a dot, then fumbled while getting thrown out of bounds again, and they will recover it. Coach said, "Hey man, your biggest problem is holding that ball. You're too good for that." But absolutely throwing dots into the end zone, we were absolutely making our way back to that lead. But it's 35-21, and I throw a dot to Squirrel White, and that was 28-35, and I got boom. Oh my God, it was 1-on-1. Oklahoma, and Bill Bomaruski won it. He absolutely throws a dot. We still going to lose 45-41, but there was one thing going into our next game. Bill absolutely got hurt, broke his ribs, and was out for the season. So drop in the comments down below, will he get drafted, or would this be the end of his career?